seen a film that made your heart sigh? Or that made you laugh out loud? Or that made you cry? Some films make you wanna hide under your blanket. Some have a sweaty man turning into an insect. Action, romance, Sigourney Weaver kicking ass, Patrick Swayze teaching baby how to dance. Don't you want to hear your favorite films described with little jokes and anecdotes from a couple silly guys? When Travis and Kevin, as they open up the lid and dig their little mitts inside Uncle Doug's bin. Uncle Doug's DVD bin.
Welcome to Uncle Doug's DVD Bin, a production of Haley Bechtel Incorporated, LLC, the podcast where we take your favorite movies, give you the facts, tell you the plot. There might even be a few jokes along the way, you never know. I'm your host, Travis.
And I'm your host, Kevin.
Kev, another day at the office, huh?
Yeah, it's getting more and more to feel like that. Jeez, man. When you and I started this podcast with our non-familial uncle, Doug, this was a real labor of love. It was something that we really, and I'm not, of course it still is, right, Travis? Of course it still is, but it's just feeling more like a job these days with all these, corporate commercials and guidelines, emails. And yeah. Speaking of that, you sent that email to me, and I printed it out. Went ahead and printed out. Again. Haley was all up in our box, in our inbox. I mean,
right? No, I got you.
And so I've got that. I'm sure she's got some really great suggestions for the show. She's really brought a lot to this little old rinky-dink podcast. I just before we get into that email, I had a question, Travis. If Uncle Doug is our non-familial uncle, does that make us non-familial cousins?
No, I don't think so. I'm ride or die your cuz, bro.
Oh, we're just cousins. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. That kind of, you know what? I was feeling a little down in the dumps with the whole direction of certain things, Travis, certain things.
Oh, tell me about it.
But you know what? I'm back knowing that I got a brand new, I don't like any of them. I like one of my cousins. I got the one cousin that I like.
You got one?
Yeah.
You got one you like?
The rest of them I don't like. Now what? Now
you got two cousins.
I got two cousins.
Now you got two cousins. That's right.
All right, dude. Heck yeah. Well, let me just go ahead and pick up the paper here.
All right, read your email.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I forwarded it to you.
All right. I appreciate you not reading it before, you forwarded it.
No, I'm sick of it. Although I will say the song, the intro, it's kind of grown on me a little bit. I still can't get into the emails. I send those on.
That flute really hits. It's just something about that flute I like.
Dude, it cups and slaps and gently pulls. It's so good.
A little bit of both, or triple, all the things you said, all straight down the line. Well, anyway, let me read this email. We're coming in weird today, Travis. We're coming in weird. We're covering Red Dawn, which is one of my favorite movies. So we're gonna have to get it together. But let's just, all right, let's just cover this email here. Greetings, employees and subordinates.
Oh, I feel like she would have said it like, greetings, employees and subordinates.
Oh, yeah, maybe you should be. Let me try that. Let me just take it with a Haley voice again.
Yeah.
Greetings, employees and subordinates.
Oh, perfect,
nice.
Dude.
Okay.
I hate you already.
Yeah. Whoa. We don't.
I mean,
Haley's our friend, our beloved boss.
Our boss. Yeah. No, I was just
doesn't.
It was kind of like, ooh, I hate you, you scoundrel for being so good.
Oh, you rascal. Yeah. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Get out of here! Shut the front door.
Did she have to say subordinates though? She could have just employees and subordinates. Which one of us is the employee and which was the subordinate? We'll handle that later. It doesn't matter.
I had to Google what it meant.
Yeah, good call. I was actually a little unclear myself. All right, so I would like to take a moment to formally acknowledge your recent conduct and the collective efforts that have gone into what can only be described. She's appreciating our efforts.
Oh, thank
you,
God,
Haley.
Finally.
Yeah, she's appreciating our efforts. I love this.
That's never happened.
Collective efforts that have gone into what can only be described as a sustained campaign of ridicule and condescension.
Isn't that what you get on your windshield?
That's 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 different. That's not the same. That's not
Oh.
That means we're talking down to that doesn't sound like she. Hold on a minute. Whether it was Travis's astonishingly patronizing and transparently insulting impersonation of me. Or
what are you doing? Kev, oh no.
I stopped. It's fine. I stopped. Or Kevin's ceaseless attempts at humor under the delusion that smug commentary somehow constitutes wit.
It does.
Yeah, I thought
it
so.
Does.
Yeah, I'm not smug. I've never been smug a day in my life. I have found the entire display profoundly unprofessional, juvenile, and thoroughly unacceptable. Not to mention your lack of genuine appreciation for the new and vastly superior theme music. Okay, we said we liked it. Okay, we said we liked the flute.
It.
You remember anything I said about the flute? Yeah.
I don't know if I would go with vastly superior, but I like it.
I wasn't going to tell her that, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Let me now make myself unmistakably clear. Moving forward, when referring to me, you will do so with the requisite degree of respect and professionalism that this production demands. I mean, we're always professional, Travis. Jesus.
I think so. I wore a tie one time.
Yeah, I remember
it was
that.
Around my wrist. I'm not real sure how they work, but I wore it. Yeah, no, that counts or something.
It looked good, dude.
Thanks.
Effective immediately, my full and proper designation shall be Haley Bechtel Inc. LLC, all rights reserved. So we can't just say her name anymore?
All rights reserved?
We have to say Haley Bechtel Inc. LLC, all rights reserved. And we say we can't just say
what?
Haley.
What does that mean? Not all rights reserved? Like which?
To her name, right?
Like what? Oh.
She's reserving. I mean, I would want to reserve my rights too. I understand that, but okay, all right. So just to be clear, Travis, again, we can't just say Haley. Nope, I didn't say that. I said Haley Bechtel Inc. LLC, all rights reserved. Okay, we have to say that. And any deviation from this directive will be regarded as intentional disrespect and treated accordingly.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, hold on. Wait, Travis. I thought that was the end. Surely that would be the only thing. No, it's furthermore.
There's more. Oh, there's a furthermore.
Yeah. In the interest of preserving what little remains of the show's dignity, cohesion, and long-term viability, all of which I am frankly carrying on my back at this point. Oh, really? Okay. Your exaggerated and performative Southern accents are to cease immediately. The bit was exhausted multiple seasons ago, and despite repeated attempts to wring entertainment value from its corpse, listeners and advertisers alike have made their dissatisfaction. I can't even say it without a Southern accent, Travis. Dissatisfaction abundantly clear.
That's just how we talk. She can't take that from us, Kev. We don't. We would be putting on if we didn't talk the way we talk,
Dude,
and that would be ungenuine.
That's who we are, man. Like, she's trying to take away our heritage and our accents and stuff.
She doesn't want us. She wants us to be inauthentic.
Okay.
To satisfy her. Yeah.
You know what?
I don't feel like doing any of this, Kev. I just want to talk about Red Dawn.
I know I won't talk about Red Dawn, but I mean, she says here, to be perfectly candid, the era of indulgent mediocrity and self-amused nonsense is over. I expect immediate compliance with regards, Haley Bechtel Inc. LLC, all rights reserved.
Kev, I am worked up.
Dude,
I am worked up.
I'm worked up and I'm worried. Yeah.
I'm worked up because I don't even understand what a lot of the words she said meant. So I'm going to have to spend an extra half hour Googling and thesaursing all these words just to figure out if I'm in trouble or not. And frankly, I'm sick of it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Okay?
I mean, do we need to get an episode? I'm sorry. Hold on. I had my Southern accent. Travis, let me ask you a question. Do we have to absolutely have an email every episode of something or some other that we have done wrong? I don't entirely appreciate it.
We don't have to do. Watch this. There, I just deleted Outlook from my phone. Boom. We don't got to do nothing.
We're back, baby. Travis and Kevin win again up top. All right.
Yeah. Heck yeah, dude.
All right, dude. All right. You know what? We don't need to. You deleted Outlook.
I deleted the whole app.
We don't even have to worry. What's out? That's email? That's out.
Yeah, I think it was in Outlook.
Can you change the password before you do that?
Oh, it's gone.
Okay.
I don't.
Well.
Yeah, it's gone now.
All right, man. Well, we're doing Red Dawn, dude. Here we are.
Dude, I feel free. I feel like I'm out in the wild now. I feel
lighter. Let's, what, we'll take, again, we try best to honor the wishes of our illustrious boss. So we will take a moment and do our meditative moment here, Travis.
I actually kind of like that.
I do. Yeah, it puts me I'm in a better frame of mind than I was when we started this. So we'll do an Om. What do you think? And then maybe we're doing Red Dawn. So you know what we got to say, right, Travis?
Avenge me.
No, Travis, we got to do Wolverines. Come on, man.
Oh, Wolverines, of course.
How about this, Travis? You and me together?
Mm-hmm.
Wolverines, avenge me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I like that.
I like
That's
it.
Good. All right.
What are we doing? What are we doing? A 2? We're doing 2 of them or 1? How many are we doing?
Let's do like 2.5.
2.5. All right, yeah.
Yeah, because that feels
good.
rebellious. 2.5.
That's kind of where I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let me get a good breath in there. Okay, here we go. All right.
Wolverines, avenge me. Wolverines, avenge me. Wolf. Nice.
Yeah, that was good.
Perfect.
I think we really got it, dude.
Crushed it, dude. I feel so relaxed right now. I feel like, you know what? I'm so relaxed right now. I'm not even worried about that whole email situation anymore. Little did she know the little meditation moment she put in here cured my fear of her.
We win again, don't we, Trav? It's everything's coming on Kevin and Trav. You know what I mean?
That's right, man. Nothing bad's going to happen to this podcast. That's for sure. Not with you and me running the ship.
Nah, dude, we got this. Well, Travis, we're covering, as I talked about on our watch of this film, one of my favorite movies as a kid. And probably of all time. I don't know if it makes my top 10, but it's in the top 20. All right, man. We're talking about Red Dawn, the original, released August 10th, 1984, directed by John Milius, written by Kevin Reynolds, John Milius, starring Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Leah Thompson, Jennifer Grey, and Charlie Sheen. A who's who of 1980s casting there, Travis.
And don't forget Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah. I was thinking about Harry Dean Stanton. Have you ever seen...
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. Sometimes you just think about him. Sometimes you're laying awake at night staring at the four walls and you think, you remember that Harry Dean Stanton movie, Paris, Texas? You ever seen that one?
Oh, no.
He's good.
But I do think about it.
Yeah, you should check out that one. That's a real good movie. He plays this guy who's been missing for 4 years and then he sort of shows back up and... I don't want to ruin too much because it's it's kind of an interesting character piece. So just check it out sometime. That's a free movie recommendation for me.
He went to the wrong Paris, didn't he? Is that what happened?
He did. Yeah, he went to the one in France. And back in the 80s, it took a lot longer to get to Paris, France than Paris, Texas. I tell you, they didn't have airplanes in.
Get out of here.
Not that went to Paris. Yeah, no, it's
all right. Yeah. They had Zeppelins. That's right. I remember that now.
Yeah, they had to fly the Zeppelins. So.
I remember that.
But Travis, I love this movie. I told you while we were watching this, I had as a kid that opening scene where the paratroopers are coming in and all that. I had fantasies as a kid of being in the Wolverines and when I played in the woods around my house, I pretended I was fighting the commies. I played Wolverines in the woods. It was awesome. I had a cool stick gun one time, dude. Oh man, I was just obsessed with the idea of being a tough soldier. I totally missed the anti-war and how bad war actually was, and just thought, man, that's so cool.
It is cool. I mean, as kids, dude, we were raised during the Gulf War. I mean, we're Gulf War generation boys. Mm-hmm. It was all over the news. Who didn't want their G.I. Joes and everything, getting in camouflage, running in the woods, and play stick guns with your friends? Or if you didn't have friends, pretend to shoot trees that you could have swore were Ruskies. You don't know.
I didn't have any friends. I had, but I wanted friends. I thought
you still don't. But you know what you do have, Kev?
What's that, buddy?
You have a cuz. That's what you got.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I really appreciate that, cuz.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what else I appreciate is that 6 Degrees of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, here we go. We've got it. Where I connect the previous movie to the current movie vis-a-vis actors that were in each film. Check this out. I have the
Travis.
Come on. I killed it. Kev, let it go.
Travis.
It was perfect.
Travis, you didn't let me explain it.
No, of course not. You said you wouldn't do it anymore.
Chatted me this whole time and said, no, stop. That's so annoying. And then, cuz you brought it in with your own intro, and I got to tell you, buddy, it's real good. It was real good. Like, I wanted to be mad. I wanted to be upset, but I liked it. Like, I felt this tingle go all the way up the side of my arm. I'm not sure if it's a stroke or not, but I think it also had to do with your intro.
A little bit of face droop, but you'll be okay.
Right.
Eventually. Mm-hmm. Up first, though, we have the older and wiser connection.
Now, you really hit the old part of that.
I did.
Noticed. Okay.
Yeah, check this out. Kev, you know Morgan Freeman, right? You remember him?
Yeah, man. Get busy living, get busy dying. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Red in the last movie we watched. Yep. He was in Batman Begins back in '05 with a one, Gary Oldman. Old man right in the name.
Okay.
He, of course, played Commissioner Gordon, who was in, Gary Oldman was in a movie called Guns, Girls, and Gambling back in '12 as a character named Elvis. I looked this up. I've never heard of this movie before. It's a whole film about Elvis impersonators. Chris Kattan plays a character named Gay Elvis. I kind of want to see this movie.
It sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. He was in that movie. Gary Oldman was with one Powers Booth, who plays Andy in this film. And he was both Morgan Freeman and Powers Booth are the older and wiser characters amongst their cohorts in the respective films.
Man, nice. Powers Booth really bothers me in this movie because he's not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. Like he's
usually a bad guy.
Yeah. He makes he lives like his character from like Deadwood or Tombstone.
Tombstone 24. He's in 24 for a little bit.
So good as a bad guy. So good as a bad guy. Well, nice job, Travis. Anytime you can bring in Batman, I really appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to do it. Next we have the Ruthless Enforcer connection. All right. You remember Clancy Brown, do you not?
I do. I remember. Yeah, I did an acting workshop with him one time.
That's right. You did an acting workshop with him, and he is also, a lot of people don't know this, he's Triple H. He played Captain Hadley he's not. Captain Hadley in the Shawshank Redemption. A ruthless guard, if you will, at the prison. He was in a movie called Last Looks back in 2022 with Mel Gibson, who was in season 1's Maverick, with William Smith, who played Strelnikov in this movie, another ruthless enforcer.
Dang, dude. All right. When you said that was what the superlative or the name of this was, I was like, okay, all right, he's going to connect those two. I didn't know how you were going to do it, and that was pretty good, dude. I like what you're doing. I like your style. I like your style, dude.
I brought in season 1's Maverick. I thought that would be nice, a little yesteryear for us. A little something to chew on, right?
Just time was simpler. It was a simpler time. We didn't have so much going on. It was just you, me, and Uncle Doug and a box of movies.
God, I remember that. When that great, that was pre-Trish. Oh, damn.
God. That
all right. And then I have one called Old Guy Who, spoiler alert, dies sadly connection. Uh-oh. James Whitmore. He played Brooks in Shawshank Redemption. Kev, of course, you cried during that when he scrawled his name up there and then dangled his feet.
Still crying now?
He was, a little bit. I can see that. He was in The Deep Six. Of course, that's true for after he died in the Shawshank Redemption and the movie. The Deep Six in 1958 with Shane's very own Alan Ladd.
Nice.
Who was in a movie called The Proud Rebel, which I'll probably never watch, from 1958, with Harry Dean Stanton, who plays the boy's father, who wants to be avenged, Mr. Eckert.
Wow, man. When you brought Shane back, I felt the tickle of Uncle Doug's spirit upon me there for just a moment, because that's one of his all-time favorite movies, as you know.
I think you're still mid-stroke, but
is that what that is?
I believe, yeah.
I'm glad I'm sitting down because is your room spinning too?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, well that's good.
I'm drunk though. You're having a stroke.
Yeah, okay.
That's serious.
Well, we're having a good time. It's gonna be fine.
You're
everybody.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
All right, and I have the last one here. The Made It to the Other Side connection. You remember Tim Robbins in Shawshank Redemption, right? He was kind of the main thing. He was Andy Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a direct one.
I like it.
He was in a little movie. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Howard the Duck.
Oh, with Leah Thompson, Travis.
With Leah Thompson, who makes it to the other side here in Red Dawn as Erica.
Oh man, nice. I love that Howard the Duck movie from was that 80s or 90s? I guess it was
86.
86, yeah. I love that movie. It's so very weird. I had we haven't talked about 1980s crushes. There's a lot of them, but Leah Thompson.
Oh, she's my number. Yeah, she was it for me. Like, her and Jennifer Grey actually were both up there. Yeah.
You know that scene in Back to the Future. I was like, I kind of wish she was my mom.
Yeah,
but not
same.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I got real jealous. I was like, I'd fight my cuz for her.
Yeah. Oh, you think we'd fight over her?
We'd have to, I believe.
Do you think she'd come between us the way Trish came between us and Uncle Doug?
Not a lot of women come between us, Kev.
Count them on one hand, bud. Count them on one hand. Haley is going to hate this episode, Travis. I just don't even know.
Good.
I'm starting to get.
I'm sorry, Haley Bechtel, something.
Oh, Haley Bechtel, LLC, Inc. All rights reserved. I got scary for a second there, because she said there would be repercussions if we didn't say it right, and I don't like the sound of it, Travis. But you know what I do?
My
like
brother's a repercussionist. He played drums for years.
Did he really? I didn't know that about him.
Yeah.
The one you're always apologizing for?
No, the one that died. Real bad drum accident.
That does explain why you apologize for him not being there.
Yeah.
Well,
Want some preview reviews?
Yeah, I would. I'd like some preview reviews.
Okay.
That'd be terrific.
All right, people that love it, they do. We got a 4.5 here from Film Ape back in February of 2014. Of course, they quote the film off the top. They say, "Avenge me, avenge me." And they say, "I dig this film quite a bit. While I was reading that this is considered one of the top conservative films, I don't really get that from it. I'm sure that if your viewpoint is strictly conservative or strictly liberal, you can get whatever you want out of this film, whether that be good or bad. For me, I just dig it for being a resistance film that is basically just a serious version of the stuff that I would daydream about while I was in school. What would you do if World War III broke out right now?"
Yeah. Yeah. That was what I loved
That's
about
how
this
I feel
movie.
about the movie.
Yeah, I just would be like, I'd totally be a tough guy. But like, I'm old now, my back hurts. So I'd probably just be like, y'all go ahead and take City Hall. That's fine.
Yeah, who needs it?
I don't like going down there anyway.
Yeah. And now I don't feel like I'm as naive as I come across often on these podcasts, Kev. And this particular comment that I just read kind of struck me. I didn't even consider this movie a propaganda film, even for its time. I watched it for the first time this week. And it's like, after I read that, I was like, oh yeah, duh, of course it is. But as I'm watching it, all I'm thinking about, like, this is an 11-year-old boy's, like, ideal fantasy to get his G.I. Joes together and fight off invaders to his homeland. It's that simple. There's probably a lot of between the lines I could be reading into, but I just liked it for what it was.
I mean, I could see it as being like kind of an it's an anti-war film in a lot of ways. You might say it romanticizes some elements of war, but it seems like everybody's pretty miserable for the whole movie. So I don't know how you get the romanticism out of it. How do you get it as a propaganda film? I'm just curious.
Well, as I'm reading, let me read these because there's a lot of people that make cases for it.
This is a discourse in modern cinema.
Yes, it is. I think, wasn't there one of the cabinet members from the Reagan administration endorsed the film, which kind of led credence to that it was to drum up fear against the Ruskies and perpetuate the Cold War, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
See that, but
we have a 5-star from Militancy. January of 2023, best movie ever. Blatant Cold War propaganda combined with constant action. The plot also revolves around my favorite thing, terrorism.
That was a twisty turn of a review. Like, I couldn't tell you what that guy's worldview is. Like, from that, I could tell you that it was probably a dude, but I couldn't tell you what their worldview is. Like, I don't have any frame of reference for that.
No idea.
I think I get what you mean about propaganda film is like Cold War propaganda. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't get it from like a liberal conservative standpoint.
No.
The only thing I can see is like conservative, like the gun thing. Like there's a bunch of guns.
I think that would be it. Like the hoarding of weapons to defend your homeland is probably a conservative, like, you know, we're going to have to get Red Dawn on them if
but like realistically,
they
don't. It's not like they're hoarding like machine guns or anything. They just take some guns from the like sporting goods store that are just run of the mill hunting guns. So they get the military grade stuff from the Russians. So I don't. Whatever. We got
a 3-star though from Hallie, not Haley, a Hallie.
Do you mean? I'm sorry. Did you mean Haley Bechtel Inc. LLC? All rights reserved.
Nope, I meant Hallie with a dog emoji in her name. This is from July of last year. They simply say, "I wish Patrick Swayze was real." Yeah, I thought he was.
Yeah, no, he was. I thought he was.
He was.
Now I'm questioning it. Like, could a man as perfect as Patrick Swayze have actually existed? Maybe not, Travis.
Maybe not. You know,
we'll never know.
Did he walk among us? We'll never know. Then we got a 2.5-star here from Cameron L. Gang back in 2019. Basically just a bunch of adolescent men screaming at each other and shootout sequences that had no impact whatsoever on the narrative.
I have a couple of points there. Adolescent men, wouldn't they just be adolescents? First of all,
yeah, that's not a thing. I think was he saying there young men?
Yeah, there's a delineation there. So they're clever, boy. And yes, the the shootouts progress. The plot people die. Like
that's how plot works, dude.
Yeah, that's how plot works in action movies. It's the song and dance of the action film. The action, you chump.
Yeah, that guy's a total chump. Then we have a 3-star by someone named Crawl with 2 A's back in 2018. This is an oldie. This movie is essentially the equivalence of handing my 15-year-old brother Colin, who watches Vines and plays Fortnite all day, $2 million to make his fantasy film. Some solid moments, such as the opening attack and the debate on whether or not they should execute one of their own, but for the most part, this is one giant cheese fest. Little Brother sounds pretty cool, though.
Yeah, and Vines, that really dates this one, doesn't it?
Right? Yeah.
I don't even, I don't have any vines around my house anymore. I had to clean up the property,
Nah, they just got TikToks everywhere, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're just full of them. Lousy with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get it. I mean, I don't think the movie, considering what it is overly cheesy. Like, it's not a cheesy action movie. I think the performances are probably a little bit better, but there are certainly some action sequences where you're like, oh, God, really? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think it's fun.
It is. Yeah.
That's my merits. I just judge things on how much fun I had watching it. I had a lot of fun.
Well, you and I mean, frankly, Travis, we had as much fun as two fellas can have when our viewing of this movie. We, we nearly burned your house down. Which was I'm trying. Time. And I sat outside. I tried to explain to you, Travis, you have to be careful. That's where your video games are.
Yeah, but they're downstairs. Fire goes up, so we were good.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot about physics.
Yeah. Then we got people don't like it, Kev. I don't want to break that to you. No, it's an important film to you,
Travis,
but believe it or not,
people on the internet don't like something. Yeah. I can't. No, what? No, stop.
This movie maintains a 3.0 on Letterboxd, so in the grand scheme of things, it's not doing that bad.
Yeah.
But some people pan it, including a 0.5-star here from Dings the Ninja, back in 2019.
Good name.
Breakfast Club for Fascists.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Breakfast Club for Fascists.
Ah, okay. Not fascists.
Yeah, I said that. I was when I glanced down, I was like, was I supposed to read racists? No, it's fascists.
Yeah. I mean, you've got some Though this wasn't the core group of the Brat Pack, you've got some real Brat Pack vibes. I don't think any of them are particularly fascist. They're fighting the fascists in the movie, but whatever. It's fine.
People think they're clever, Kev. Let them have it.
Oh yeah,
and then we
so clever.
See, there it is. Yeah.
Ginger Buttberry.
Now we have another Cameron here. We have Cameron Kanachki. Look him up on LinkedIn, May of 2019. A 1-star, full 1-star, no halves. We watched this in my world history class. Other than the performances by Harry Dean Stanton and Powers Booth, this movie is a poorly made piece of propaganda. He got to watch it in his world history class, though, dude?
That'd be a good day in world history, man.
Can you imagine, though, like that opening scene where there's like a shootout in a school and a kid dies in a classroom, watching that in a classroom these days? Nah, dude, that ain't happening, brother.
Can I ask you what year do you think he watched it in his world history class?
I mean, probably 91.
91? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah. Early 90s would be the limit, I think. I think after a couple of the things that happened in the mid to late 90s, no one's putting this on in a classroom. Yeah. I couldn't imagine.
Well, I don't really get the world history either because it's a fictionalized. Yeah. Okay, maybe because the teacher right at the beginning is talking about Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Maybe that's world history.
Could have been a bad world history teacher now that you mention it. What if really they were like telling the kids like this is what happened? This is
what happened. Back in 1981, this is what happened, kids. You were only 1 year old. You don't remember, so. Oh, Travis.
You never know.
No, man.
But that's all I got, Kev. I'm ready for some plot if you have some.
Oh, I got it. Before we get into the plot, let me go ahead and read this commercial.
You have a pre-commercial. Okay.
Yeah.
Getting it out of the way early.
Yeah,
that's a good call.
Well, we'll get it done.
I haven't even looked at mine yet.
Okay. Well, I haven't looked at mine either, so I'm about to find out here. I printed it out of the email. Thank God I got it before we deleted it, Yeah. All right, so let's see. Are you a podcaster like me who suffers from erectile...
Suffers from crocodile what?
I'm not reading this.
Wait, what is it? What did it say? I missed the first part.
I'm not reading.
You suffer from what?
I'm not reading it.
Wait, what do you suffer from, Kev? Tell me.
I'm not. I don't suffer from anything, and I'm not reading this commercial. I'm not doing it.
What is it? Election dysfunction? What does that mean?
I'm not.
Like
Travis,
you can't vote?
Travis, I'm not. I said, why do you keep asking questions about a thing I said I didn't want to talk about?
I just did. I was looking away. I missed what you said.
All
right, fine.
I'm pretty sure that this particular commercial is talking about somebody who I really like. Ha 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 ha. And I'm not going to read it because I'm not doing it. Every commercial that I've read has been insulting to me this season, and I'm just.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not tolerating this anymore. I'm not reading this commercial. Done.
You're not reading that commercial?
We're getting into the
plot. Not going to read.
What are you gonna do?
We're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure that Haley Bechtel Inc. LLC, all rights reserved, is really going to get me in trouble. What is she going to send me to the principal's office? Nah, Travis, we're watching a movie about rebellion. Maybe we start a little bit of rebellion on this podcast. Now let's get to that plot. You know what I'm saying, Travis? Let's do this. Let's do it Uncle Doug style.
Okay. All right. No, I'm all in. Let's do this.
All right. So got that commercial out of the way. All right. So with the opening credits, we get some text, not scrawl, but just text cards, I guess, basically telling us that the world is on the brink of World War III. Essentially, all sorts of political factions are doing all sorts of things, and it
moves fast.
Real high tension in the world right then.
It moves fast. I can't read this fast. I mean, what world history class could read this fast? This is moving. I had to pause it on every one of them. Now, I'm a bad reader. I'm very slow. But I can't be the only one.
Well, back in the day, they played it on a VCR, and, they just played slower.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, they played. It was a point.
I think yours was just broken. You still got that one that's kind of messed up at that old RCA?
Yeah, that was the one my daddy gave me.
Okay, yeah, okay.
My daddy wouldn't give me nothing broken. Are you saying my daddy gave me something broken?
No, he wouldn't.
I didn't think my cuz would say that. Well, anyway, we get some text that lets us know the world's not doing so hot. We get some shots of the clouds as if there's an airplane potentially carrying, I don't know, paratroopers in it, flying through the sky. And we get a title card that says Red Dawn, Travis. And it does. Here's what I don't like about this. There's a couple things I don't like about this title card. The first thing is I don't know if you've sought out the movie poster, but the movie poster is fantastic. It's this like sleepy looking town, and then like paratroopers dropping in, and then big bold red font, like block font that says Red Dawn. All right, now that was the original movie poster, actually designed by the same guy that designed the E.T. poster. Anyway, Travis, is the original movie poster again has this like cool red dawn block print. Really cool poster. I'd love to have a copy of it to just hang on my wall. But the title card looks like I'm getting ready to watch the Red Shoe Diaries on like cinema.
Yeah.
It looks like someone scrawled it in lipstick. It's not good, Travis. I don't like it.
It reminds me of the cover of Lolita, and I don't care for it, Kev. I don't like it a bit.
And I don't much care for it either. What did you end up? Oh, so we of course rate title cards now 0 to 6. 0 means it doesn't have one. 1 being probably the worst score, and then 6 being the absolute best. What did you rate this?
I got to give it a 2.5. I like the dynamicism. I like the clouds in the sky. I'm going to give it that. I like that part, but I don't like the lipstick font for this movie. I don't like it at all. If this were a movie about romance in the 50s and hot rods and James Dean, sure. It ain't about that, Kev. It's about shooting Ruskies out in your yard.
Yep. That's why I gave it a 1.5, Travis.
You were offended.
I'm droopy dog on this. I don't think it's very good. I am glad we now rate title cards because I really do pay attention to them whenever I just watch a movie now.
Same.
And I don't know, it's just one more thing to pay attention to in a movie. But yeah, I got to come in at 1.5. It's not very good. Well, the opening of the film, we, get the title credits, and we're looking at some clouds. We get into some shots of small town America, Travis, out in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Small town America out in Colorado. You know what I mean? And we then get Jed taking Matt to school. Now, Jed is Patrick Swayze and Matt is Charlie Sheen, and they're the duo of brothers that are kind of the two, I guess you'd say, main characters in this. And they're taking Doug with them, if I remember correctly. So all three of them are kind of riding in the truck. They get dropped off at school. Swayze's a little bit older, or Jed is a little bit older, and he's heading off to work. He's just dropping his brother to school. He gives him a little bit of grief about losing the big football game. And kind of heads off. So we just get a little bit of, I don't know, I guess vibe for, high school life at that time. We get jump to the classroom where the teacher's talking about Genghis Khan, Travis.
That's right.
Fun little fact, the portrait of Genghis Khan is actually John Milius. The director, they just drew a picture of him and put a Genghis Khan hat on him. So
get out of here, for real?
Yeah, for real, dude. So that's pretty fun.
That's fun.
But our teacher's kind of talking about the military tactics, about like how the Khan's troops sort of encircled people. And I'm sorry, Arturo was the other young man in the vehicle with them. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. His buddy was with him.
Doesn't matter even a little bit.
Well, maybe it matters to Arturo, but not so much to us for the intents of the purposes of this podcast. It's a modern discourse in cinema. So he's talking about the Khan's troops sort of circling in and kind of killing everything in the path. And then the teacher looks out the window and he sees these paratroopers coming in, and he thinks, wow, he thinks it's the U.S. military is really off the mark with these. And I can't tell you how much I love this opening shot, of just these troopers like parachuting in, and it's just out of nowhere. Like, it's just absolutely not what you're expecting. Kind of what the movie's about, but you don't expect it to start this quick. You don't expect, and actually, funnily enough, one of the stuntmen that was doing this scene, parachuting in, got stuck in a tree somewhere way off site, and he had to actually convince people to help him and that he wasn't a Russian soldier.
No. That's awesome.
Travis.
Oh God! Ooh, I'm so sorry. Dude.
I really
I'm
hate
so
that
sorry.
noise. I
forgot.
really hate that noise a lot.
We really got rid of it. No, I want to talk about this for a little bit because that's a part that everyone, even people who slagged on the movie, pointed to. They really like this opening, obviously because it's very good. It's also the way it's shot feels. Now, this is going to maybe sound condescending depending on how you lean on what I'm about to say, but it feels like something M. Night Shyamalan would do. Like this very understated thing that just happens, and there's no build up of music, no swell of music, no zoom in to anything in particular. You just get that behind the back shot of the teacher walking toward the window as this is happening, and we're all just we're left with him to figure out, like, what could this be? How serious is this? Like, I really like it.
Yeah,
it really sets up, like, holy crap, this is about to get real quick.
Yeah, it made my mind tingle as a kid. I was like, what would it be like if I was I can remember sitting in middle school and just like looking out the window, wishing I was anywhere but where I was, and like thinking like, what if they started parachuting in? Like, what would I do? You know,
right?
I just remember thinking it was,
and that's why this movie has merit amongst the young male populace, is because it was a fun thing. Honestly, it was a fun thing to dream about pre 9/11.
Yeah,
pre 9/11, it was kind of fun because the chances of it happening were slim. But G.I. Joe made us think that we were capable of defending our own honor.
Yeah, I'm not, though. Well, what I am capable of is continuing to tell you about this movie. Now, Travis, these paratroopers are coming in. We see them start setting up guns, and there's smoke, like the colored smoke to show where to drop more, ammo drops, that sort of thing. And I love this teacher. He's like, well, I'm just going to walk out there and have a word with these. Again, probably thinking they were U.S. soldiers, I guess. He walks out there and they just shoot him dead, Travis.
It's messed up, dude. Not only that, the guy opens fire on a classroom of children looking out the window.
Shoots one of them in the head, and he's like hanging out the window with a bullet hole in his head, which that kid had to be like, this is the coolest day of not the like if it was a real kid, but like the real kid, he would have not liked it. Yeah. He's like, oh, this is the coolest day of my life. I get this blood makeup on me and stuff.
It certainly goes without saying, but I gotta say it anyway. No way this movie has that in it and is rated PG-13 in this day and age.
Here's a fun little fact, Travis. Did you know that well, you just act more surprised.
No, I didn't know. I'm eager to know.
Oh, good. That Red Dawn is actually the first movie to have a PG-13 rating.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you did
actually, I did know
okay.
that.
All right.
Well, only because I watched the movie and learned a little bit during the watch. You do a little research, as we do around here, dude. Hey, despite what Haley says, Kev, we are professional.
Yeah, we do a discourse on modern cinema. Modern discourse. That's Haley You mean Haley Bechtel Inc. LLC? Yeah. All rights reserved. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I'm still a little worried she could sue us, so I'm kind of okay to stick to some of the rules. But yeah,
fair enough. Yeah. I forgot about the lawsuit thing. Well, anyway, the teacher gets shot. Kids get shot. It's absolute chaos and pandemonium. Luckily for Matt and his friends, Jed kind of hung around, I guess, or didn't get too far away from the school when everybody started parachuting in.
He was picking up chicks just outside the school.
Yeah, he might have been kind of a Matthew McConaughey kind of character in Dazed and Confused. So he flips around. He comes back. He gets the core group of the Wolverines, which are Jed, of course we talked about, Matt, Robert, Daryl, Danny, and Arturo. Gets them loaded up in the truck, and we see him barely escaping, bullets flying, whizzing, troops coming in, and he's kind of going through town. But before they have one of my favorite shots is there's a bumper sticker on a truck that says, "You'll pry it out of my cold dead hand," and then the guy's dead behind his truck, and a Russian soldier pulls the gun out of his cold dead hand, which is terrific.
Very poetic.
Now,
also, while we're at this part of the movie, and sorry if you're trying to make a point and I just interrupted you, but as I'm watching this movie and as everything happens, I'm like, how much money did they spend making this movie $1 billion? Because it's insane, everything that happens. We've got police. It feels like 15 giant helicopters are in this movie, like explosions all over the place. They murdered a school.
Yeah, it was 38 million. So I don't know what that is in 2026 money, but a reason.
I mean, those figures are insane to me that I don't even know if that's good or bad in movie terms.
Yeah,
at least for the era.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure either. But they got their money's worth. They actually built all of the vehicles purpose built for this too, so they didn't borrow from the military or whatever, so they built all the vehicles for this as well. But as they're driving out of the town, poor little Arturo, his dad sees his son in the truck and he's running after him, and the Russian soldiers gun down dad right there in the middle of the street. So that's one parent.
This is pretty
down.
hardcore. We've seen kids have watched their teacher die, their friends die, kids watched his dad die. It doesn't stop here. I mean, well, you can call it cheesy, but this is a lot of gravitas.
It is, man. It is. So they head to Robert's dad's store. He owns kind of like a gas station / outdoor supply place. So he's got food.
Like where Clark works. Trish's
right.
new guy.
Yeah. Let's not tell you that's a whole situation too. But they get sleeping bags, they get food, they get soda pops, they get guns, buck knife, a football, all the essentials that growing young fellers need. You know what I mean? And
not water.
No, they don't need that. They got water up in the mountains.
Technically, Coke's got water in it.
It does. That is very true. And they take some Sprite, too. Probably some Tang.
Yeah.
Everybody had Tang in the 80s.
Yeah.
A little Tang and eggs. You know what I'm talking about, Travis. Well, Robert is talking to his dad, and he's like, Dad, I love you, and tell Mom I love you. He's like, yeah, now get out of here and don't come back. It's like, he just brushes off the mom. Like, there's a lot of brushing off of moms in this, I feel like. But
not a lot of moms in this movie, know what I'm thinking about.
Not a lot of moms, dude. Well, they're heading out of town. Again, there's explosions happening. They can kind of see off in the distance. And they're heading out on this gravel road, and there's a roadblock set up by the Russians. So Jed's like, all right, well, let's just take her off road. So that's the reason having a sweet pickup truck, dude.
Oh yeah,
really comes in handy. Or a Jeep, dude. Your Jeep. You think you do this with your Jeep?
Dude, that's why I have a Jeep, is for fantasies like this. Again, it's not a political thing. It's just a fun fantasy that someday I'm going to have to escape guns and helicopters. Got to get a Jeep.
You got to get a Jeep, dude. They also get some bows and arrows too. They get like a real assortment of things from the outdoor supply place. But the roadblock starts firing mortar shells at them and guns and all kinds of stuff. And then right about that time, the U.S. Helicopter comes through and blows them all up. The Ruskies. So the fellows are able to, or the commies, I should say. So the fellows are able to kind of get away. But his radiator takes a little bit of damage. So the next scene, Jed's fixing it. And it's out of coolant, so he gonna
pee in it if he want to.
You can pee in it if you want to. He has poor Danny pee in his radiator to fill it back up with coolant.
I mean, Kev, you're a car man. Would this work?
I think as a short-term fix, if you had a very full bladder, because it does take a lot of water.
You got 6 strapping young lads right there.
Yeah, I think, but you got to realize their aim. Unless you got a funnel, it's gonna be a little off.
Oh, get a funnel.
The big problem is urine has like crystals, minerals and such in it, salts in it from your wee wee, and
clog it up.
Yeah, that could cause some problem long term if you were always.
But we're in a
urine
pinch.
In there. But in a pinch, yes, I think you probably could get by with a little bit of urine. Well.
In a pinch, don't pinch it. That's what I say.
I agree. And that's also our new branded merchandise for Uncle Doug's DVD bin. You can pick up your T-shirt at tbubble.com. Anyway, not a sponsor of the show.
That's not true. None of that was true.
Yeah, none of that was. Don't go there. Anyway, Travis, moving along. We cut back into town. It's a war zone, chaos, all sorts of things. And then out of the smoky darkness, Colonel Ernesto walks out, dude, and he ain't scared. He's a, I believe, Cuban colonel.
Yeah.
And he's like barking orders at folks, and like he's got this intense stare. Like he's, as a bad guy goes, like I like him as a bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like a Che Guevara was a linebacker for the Seahawks, dude. He's
big. He's big built.
Big.
Nice.
Yeah.
But dude, let's talk about that mustache.
The mustache really rocks.
Yeah.
I think the mustache does a lot for him, actually.
Ranking, do you think he's got the best mustache out of any movie we've reviewed?
Oh, I can't go that far. Cause you know what we did review? Roadhouse.
Yeah. But did Sam Elliott have the mustache in that one?
He did.
Wow! Ow! Travis!
I'm sorry, Kev, but you got me riled up. Come on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk about Sam's mustache in Roadhouse.
I have a poster of just that mustache on my wall.
He did not. He had scruff. He had scruff in that.
Well,
film,
he has
Travis.
the mustache in my mind.
In your heart of hearts, he always has a mustache. I frankly don't like Sam Elliott without a mustache. So I don't disagree with you.
It's the hair. He makes up for it with the hair in that movie, though. He really knows how to accessorize his upper body with hair.
I wish Patrick Swayze was real.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Travis.
Yeah, he fooled us all, didn't he?
They sure did. Well, we just basically get to know Ernesto as one of our primary antagonists.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it feels like this movie didn't want to just pick a bad guy and go with it. Like I feel like halfway through they wanted to give Ernesto's character like a character arc, and we'll of course get into that. But
a little bit, yeah. You're right, though. I didn't really know who to hate.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Well, somebody anyway. There's always somebody to hate, Travis, and that's what I learned from this film. Maybe it is a propaganda film. But anyway, moving along. In camp, Danny wants to go home. He's kind of like the youngest of the group by a little bit. And Daryl, Mr. Student Body President's like, I think we should vote on it. I think we should go back. And Jed's like, no, we ain't going back. And then they get in a tussle. And Jed...
Over a fire?
Over a fire, dude. Like, Swayze just walks right through the middle of the fire to throw Daryl on the ground, whose daddy's the mayor. You just know this guy. Like, you just know.
Yeah. Like,
he's a Wolverine, So deep down, I gotta kind of root for him, but, like, I don't like him. I can root for him, but I don't have to like him, Travis.
You ain't got to like him. And, we've been contemplating on whether or not Patrick Swayze was real, but him walking through a fire right there kind of says it all, doesn't it?
It says a little bit of both, honestly. Like, he's where myth, legend, and reality all meet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's on our new T-shirt over on tshirtbubble.com. Uncle Doug's DVD bin. #.
I think we could get some good T-shirts going. Petey's got a store.
Yeah, maybe she'll do some. Maybe we'll talk to her about that.
She could.
Hey, listen, don't tell Haley Bechtel Inc. LLC all rights reserved about that. That'll just be our thing.
Dude, I don't even know who you're talking about.
Well, anyway, Travis, in camp, they all end up deciding to stay, essentially, because they're just scared, but they sort of realize the situation that, like, odds are if they walk back into World War III, they're going to get killed. But first on board with staying with Jed in the mountains is his brother Matt, of course. Bros for life and cousins for life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we got Robert, who ends up being, like, the biggest bad A of the group. Like, he goes feral in this movie on some baddies. And then you have the other two guys essentially decide to stay as well. Daryl and Jed kind of patch up their differences with a hearty handshake. And Jed kind of lays it out. He says, we're going to have to stay up here. Our dad taught us to hunt and fish. And they ask, well, how long do we have to stay up here? And right about that time, a Russian jet flies over. And what does he say, Travis?
Till we ain't going to hear that no more.
That's right, Travis. That's exactly right. Until we don't hear that no more. So that kind of sets us up.
Kev, I have a question.
Yeah.
Maybe it's addressed later in the movie, or maybe it's already been addressed, and there's a good chance I fell asleep or something. Why here? Why in small town Colorado are this is happening? Why? Why are this?
They do talk about that later in the movie. The idea was that the Russians were using the mountains, particularly the small towns and mountain passes, to like shut off passage throughout the country. So like his like choke points, that kind of thing. They kind of come up. So a lot of the Cubans and that sort of thing come up through Mexico. The Russians come in through Alaska and then like airdrop in. So they're really trying to use these as choke points. So is more or less the gist of it. Well, some time passes, and Robert, they're out hunting. Of course, you got to hunt in the woods if you want to survive. Robert gets his first deer, and we get a little bit of Jed's mountain man Jim Bridger knowledge. He tells Robert, because he thinks the deer is still alive. He's like, no, don't shoot twice. then they'll be able to find us. I don't know how that makes sense. I don't know why one shot. I guess you hear the first one, it alerts you, and the second one, you're like, oh, it's that direction, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But he tells them not to shoot twice. And it makes us feel, he just says stuff with confidence, so we're like, you know what? He probably knows what he's talking about. And they're wearing twigs also as camouflage. I really do think this is pretty hilarious because like, it is completely, people wear blaze orange when hunting deer, so they don't need to be running around with pine boughs in their, jackets. But
they're hiding from the Ruskies too, Kev.
You're right. My bad. I forgot.
But it does look ridiculous. They do look like they just stapled a bunch of like indoor Christmas tree parts to themselves.
It does look like little kids are trying to disguise themselves in the wood. Like I again did this as a kid. Like I would, stick tree branches in my belt loop or whatever. Well, anyway, he's killed this deer, so like the time-honored hunting tradition, he has to drink the blood of his kill. So, and then they give him a whole cup of it, and he drinks the whole thing. He just guzzled it, and they both have a look on their face like, man, I don't think he's going to drink the whole thing.
Seriously, this was just a prank.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So then they have to act like it was real. They're like, yeah, dude, you're a warrior now, bro. Yeah, for sure.
You're full of parasites, but yes, you are. You're all right there, bud.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he's like, it's not that bad. Anyway, Robert, again, he
goes hard.
He goes hard. So, back in camp, essentially some more time has passed. They're opening up the last of the Campbell's soup, but they have plenty of meat.
Yeah. How long has it been now? We've gone through all the Campbell soup.
You figure a couple. I mean, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. I think.
Okay.
They don't actually say. I don't think in the
because it moves quick. You get like one day night, and I'm like, we're already out of soup, boys. Come on.
Well, you got 5 strapping young lads up there and just some cans of Campbell's soup. No, they gonna go through that stuff quick. You boys eat.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they decide that they need food, but what they want the most is news about what's going on. They want to know what's going on. Maybe they're just hanging up in the mountains for no darn reason. So, Jed agrees, and Jed and Robert and Matt all head back into town, and they walk through this war zone of like destroyed tanks and huge craters, and it's very much like a apocalyptic wasteland. Although they say that, and then in the background you can see cars driving by on the road that they managed
on the interstate.
On the interstate, they managed to get the shot. But they get back to the town. They're kind of overlooking it, and they see that the town's occupied. They see that stores are open, but they see a lot of troops. So they figure, well, it's worth chancing to just kind of try to find out what's going on. So they hide their guns and their stuff and head into town. And they head to the local, I guess it's the grocery / pharmacy, but like things are bad in town. There's like propaganda posters everywhere. There's military vehicles. There's communist soldiers everywhere, Russian, Cuban, everybody else there. So they head to the pharmacy, and the lady, and the Cubans roll by in the mayor's car, which is hilarious to me. They've like painted it, and it's terrific. But it's a very spooky atmosphere. Oh, they're burning books, Travis. Oh, they're out there burning books, dude. Nobody likes that. Well, anyway, they go in the store, and Jed asks the counter, the lady at the counter, for toothbrushes. She's like, oh my gosh, it's you. The KGB are looking for you. You got to get out of here. And he's like, well, we just need news. Where's our dad? And they're like, oh. She said, well, they put him in the re-education camp at the old drive-in. I'm like, oh man, that sounds too real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not over in the dad camp.
Yeah. The re-education camp?
I don't know. The re-education camp was, that's...
Yeah, well, it's exactly what it sounds like, Travis. In the old drive-in...
Do you get your GED, though? That's nice. If you got your GED at a re-education camp, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I get it. Like, you get your GED again at the re-education camp. That's how it works.
Yeah.
We got there eventually, Travis. We figured it out. Well, at the re-education camp in the old drive-thru, they're playing propaganda films on the TV and the loudspeakers, and I I have some qualms with the loosey-goosey way these boys are just able to walk around town without getting questioned by any soldiers, but we're going to let that plot hole just fall to the side. Being as, it's occupied territory, maybe they have loose laws. I don't. It doesn't really matter. But they go to the re-education camp and ask for Dad. Hey, where's Dad? Some guy goes to find Jed and Matt's dad. And he comes out and he looks pretty rough, doesn't he, Travis?
No, he don't look good. I mean, it's Harry Dean Stanton. He always looks a little drunken and full of tumors, but he looks a little extra, little vapid stare, a little decrepit. Has to be helped walked.
He has such a small part in this, but very memorable. At least for me.
Oh yeah.
He basically tells the boys don't say anything, don't say where you are, anything like that. Let me just look at you, and he's kind of taking me. He's like, I knew you guys would survive. I know I was hard on you, but now you understand why. And they ask about Mom, and he don't say nothing. He just don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing about Mom,
which leads us to believe Mom's probably dead. That's probably
she ain't good.
Yeah,
she ain't doing good.
It ain't a good situation.
Robert asks about his dad, and he's like, I ain't seen your dad.
He's like, yeah, I don't know about your dad.
I didn't even know you had a dad.
Yeah, I didn't even. I thought you were cloned, son.
Weren't you adopted, Robert?
Weren't you adopted? No. Yeah.
You thought you'd get lucky and find your dad here? No, man.
Of all places. Come on, stupid idiot.
Come on, dude.
Well, he also we get to see Swayze's cry face for the first time. In the movie.
He goes hard.
It's his cry face, man.
The way it's shot is the problem. It's the editing, I think, that does this.
Yeah, Swayze's doing some fine acting here. His dad's basically talking about hey, you remember when you guys were young boys and we go to the park and you play on the swings? And Swayze's like, I remember it.
And you can see that Charlie Sheen's trying to keep up. He's like, I'm also sad.
I'm also sad. I don't want to laugh at it because it's a serious scene, but it's for whatever reason it tickled my funny bone a little bit.
I mean, I don't know what words you want to. It's not corny. It's not cheesy. It's just cringy, but it's cringy in a believable way.
Yeah.
If I saw people like this, I would have a hard time looking at them react like this. I mean, it's not unreal. It's just hard to watch.
Well, not everybody, you see some people cry and they're just pretty. Some people pretty cry. Me, I'm a pretty crier. I like.
Oh, you are. God, I've never. When your mascara runs just a little bit, I'm like, ooh.
I know. That's why I stopped wearing it. I couldn't keep you away.
That's why I keep choking you, just in case.
just in case, Well, anyway, Swayze's cry face makes me laugh.
It's good.
Nobody knows where Rob's dad is, as you mentioned. And then he's like, all right, boys, y'all going to get out of here. I love you. And he's like, and be quiet. And then they're 20 feet away, and he's like, and boys, avenge me! Avenge me! And you're like, you just told him to be quiet and not draw attention. What are you doing?
We are in World War III. Why are you screaming?
Yeah, Dad, settle down.
Jesus,
settle down.
Dude.
Let your boys get out of there. Well, they head to a friendly house of the Masons, not the fraternal order of the Masons, but the Mason family, and they finally get some more info about the war. They find out about FA, which is Free America, which is the non-war zone area of the United States right now. The Masons give them a radio. Mr. Mason gives them he gives them some ammo for Jed's pistol, gives them a radio. Mrs. Mason brings out some delicious looking stew to feed the boys, and they're starving. And
Campbell's soup ain't got nothing on this old lady stew.
Dude, Mason stew all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, fill me up on Sunday.
Heck yeah. Well, and it also looks like he was hiding the radio in the freezer because it's frozen in a block of ice. It's never
helps the battery last longer.
Oh, is that what it does? Okay, I didn't know that. I forgot about 1980s batteries. My bad. They also find out that Robert's daddy got killed. He was executed for aiding them, and Robert he turns into a big old soppy mess.
Yeah, I mean that's rough, dude. You find out your dad's a wiener trader. Ugh.
Oh, what?
A wiener and a traitor, an old wiener trader.
Why are you saying he's a wiener trader?
He's just a wiener, and he's because he didn't he aid the other team? Is that what you said?
No. He aided.
Oh,
the
he
boys.
had AIDS.
No,
Who had AIDS?
Travis, I want you to listen we're trying to do a modern discourse in cinema here. I want you to a discourse in modern cinema, and it's modern too. Listen, I want you to listen very closely, Travis, because Robert's dad gave them all of those supplies.
From that store.
From the store, yes. He was seen as
that was Robert's dad.
Fugitives, and so the Ruskies killed him, and that's why he died. Okay.
Oh, well. They killed him before the AIDS got him.
The Masons finally decide to entrust the boys with their 2 granddaughters.
Hostages.
Their what?
Hostages that they'd kept locked in the basement.
Yeah, they're hiding their granddaughters, essentially. Their granddaughters had been fleeing the invasion and were assaulted, probably sexual. There was probably a sexual assault that happens. They sort of allude to it later in the movie with Erica, who's played by Leah Thompson, and Tony, played by Jennifer Grey. But he sends them off with the fellas, thinking that they'll be safer, kind of up in the mountains. He gives them again some more ammo and some horses. Man, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good get in the World War III world of
no doubt, dude. And these are some hardy horses. They're around all kinds of explosions. They don't even look like they want to be in the movie a lot of the time. There's a couple times where Swayze's riding a horse, and you're like, that horse is trying to get rid of him. Mm-hmm. I don't think that horse likes him. You know why? It's because Swayze's not real, and the horse don't like getting rid by no ghost.
Dude, me or that horse either. Speaking of, did you know this Ghostbusters came out the same year as this movie? You know that? 1981.
I did know that.
Yeah, a lot of big movies.
84. You keep saying 81. It was 84.
I'm sorry. This was it. Are you sure it was 84? Okay. Yeah,
you read it out loud earlier in the show from your own notes that you wrote.
Is that because he had AIDS?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, back in camp, Travis, they're listening to the radio. Morale is pretty low. Yeah. And we get a little idea, a little flavor of World War III America. You know, the radio is, saying certain codes for people who might be behind the enemy lines. So sometime later, Danny and Daryl spot Russians heading up the mountain pass to kind of their area where they're camped out, which is in Paharfo National, as I used to say, Arapaho, yeah, National Forest. So they run off to kind of warn everybody else, to tell the others. And this is a pretty long scene. So the 3 Russian guys get up to this overlook where the sign is, and they ask one of them to interpret the English text on the sign, and he just makes something up.
He's riffing, dude.
He's just riffing, and they're like,
I had to watch this twice because I was like, wait a minute, did I get a bad subtitles? And then I was like, no, wait, these subtitles are in the movie.
Well, they kind of talk about that. They're taking some pictures, and then the kind of dunce that couldn't read the English. Not that he's a dunce, but just he's almost a comedic character, I guess you'd say. He finds an arrow, which is clearly modern. He's like, oh, this is one of the arrows from this battle that happened here hundreds of years ago. They melted down the cavalry's metal, and they're like, it's got plastic on you moron. And anyway, as they're having this conversation, the camera kind of pans down, and the girls and Danny are hiding, in this overlook, underneath some rocks. And eventually, Jennifer Grey's character slips and kind of alerts them, so they start chasing them. Danny gets his bow and pops the commander in the back with an arrow, and he's climbing up the hill, and Leah Thompson's character Erica just blasts him with his own AK-47, and the other guys, It's a little bit chaotic. So, one of the guys is running through the woods, and Robert shoots him right in the tummy with a shotgun after he falls down trying to get him. It's pretty funny because it shows that they're kind of inept at they're not soldiers yet. They're not these trained killers that they become later in the movie.
Right, the kids, that is.
Yeah, the kids. And the third guy, he takes a couple of injuries, but he climbs back to the vehicle and he's trying to radio for help. And that's where Jed finds him, and he puts one in his dome, Travis.
Dude, there's quite a few times where Patrick Swayze is face to face with having to shoot someone while looking at them in the eye. And this one he converts on. There's a couple others where he, fails to convert, but it's tough. It's tough being the Swayze.
It's tough, but he does what he has to do. And
I mean, I'd probably, that guy, I would put him out of his misery. He was hurt.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna make it anyway.
He wasn't gonna make it.
Well, but you're a real peach, Travis. A real peach.
Thanks, man.
You're a hero.
Yeah, no, I'd kill a hurt man.
Yeah, that's I bet. You probably fight him first just to prove something.
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
quit
I say,
hitting yourself.
look at me.
Quit hitting yourself.
Yeah. I yell, "Watch yes" to my buds before I do it.
Well, back in camp, they're discussing the incident, and Robert says he had a great time. It was terrific to kill that dude. And we're like, dang, Robert, all right, go on.
He got a taste of blood, man.
Yeah, and then
It was
Matt makes
a
sexist
metaphor.
Yeah, it was a metaphor, which is for cows to graze in, Travis. That's what a met is for.
Okay.
Well, anyway,
Let's
Matt
just-
makes a sexist remark to Erica about washing the dishes, and she kind of puts him in his place.
Yeah, she does.
And he says something like, what's up her, bottom? What's up her? Well, anyway, she puts Matt in his place, and we get the idea that she has some trauma from the ordeals that she's endured during this whole time. So, well, in the next scene, Ernesto is looking at, obviously his deceased troops, and he's instructing people on how to move more cautiously, as now they have dangers in the area, and he wants to, of course, interrogate the mayor, Travis. Now, why would the mayor be inclined to maybe, I don't know, create subterfuge around the Wolverines? We don't know them as the Wolverines, but these missing high school students.
I don't know.
Well, his kid's with him, Travis. Daryl is his
Oh,
son.
yeah.
Yep, there we go.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Also, I love this guy plays like the sleazy lawyer in just about, or mayor or whatever, in just about every. What a typecast.
Yeah, he really does, dude.
What's his name? Lane something.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Lane Big Lips.
Yeah. Well,
that's not it. Oh, okay. Well,
I think you're close.
Lane something. Well, anyway, Travis. Yes, he sort of says something like, my son wouldn't do this sort of stuff. There's just some bad families here, and the Cuban guys just make fun of him. Basically, they're like, "Wow, you're a real shepherd for your people. Why'd you get out of here, you idiot?" And they kind of send him on his way. Moving back out into the field, Matt, Jed's brother, is sort of spying on what's going on. And we see... Actually, I'm sorry. I think Ernesto's dad... not Ernesto's dad, rather. Arturo's dad survives until this scene.
He did. So. I forgot about that. I guess he had to dig his own grave, and then they get executed out there.
Yeah, they had to. Well, they basically had to dig their own graves, but they also had to dig the graves for the Russian soldiers that were killed by the Wolverines. And they get and now Matt's again watching this. He sees his dad down there again. His dad, who said, "Avenge me, avenge me," lined up in front of this pit. And they're all just gunned down. The mayor is there. He seems a little sick on his tummy. Even
he
Ernesto,
don't feel good watching this.
He don't feel good at all. Ernesto don't even like it. He's like, I don't like this. But
this is where I think Ernesto was like, this is war.
He's like,
I thought it was funner than this. This is wow.
This is lame. I don't like it at all. What I do love though, and this is like defiance. Dude. Steps up and he starts singing "America the Beautiful" before they gun them all down. And I wonder, were they not going to shoot him, and then they just got mad at this guy because they're like, We're just going to scare him. No, you know what? This guy wants to sing. Go ahead, shoot him. Shoot them all. I'm not going to do this.
They did wait till he got like 8 bars in, you know.
They gave him a little time. They're like, he doesn't. I don't like his voice. I would have waited a little longer if he had a good voice. Well, anyway, Dad's dead, and Arturo's dad's dead.
Well, anyway, Dad's dead, and that's how my sister told me, and I was like, come on. Come on.
Sorry, Travis.
Bury the lead.
Yeah. Well, you know, if they get to it quickly, maybe it won't hurt you so much, you know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Dad's dead, and we head back to camp, and morale is Travis is, as you might imagine, morale's pretty low. Everybody's kind of crying, and Jed's just grabbing people, and he says, "Don't cry,
Don't cry. Turn into something else."
Turn it into something else. Do you think he means a fart?
I don't know, but I don't think it's healthy for men not to cry. I think that's what's gotten us all into the situation that we find ourselves in, Jed. I think we need to let our emotions out. I think we need to communicate. Okay.
Did you just call
me? If the meditative moments taught me anything, it's to connect with your inner self. Let peace win. Okay. Jed?
That's beautiful, Travis. That's really
Thank
beautiful.
Thank you. I meant some of it.
Did you call me Chad during that?
I said Jed.
Oh, Jed. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were calling me Chad, and I was like, that's my middle name. Wow.
Shut up, Chad. Your middle name ain't Chad.
Well, maybe it is. You don't know. You don't know everything about me, Travis.
Kevin Chad. That's dumb.
That would be a terrible. Oh man, I hope there's no Kevin Chads listening. I'm so sorry, but that's not a good combo. Well, anyway, he tells him to turn into something else. Presumably, he means hate for vengeance. But I just giggled when I thought it was a fart. Like he's like, just turning all your sadness.
Yeah. And
that's a modern discourse in cinema. Take that, Haley Bechtel LLC Inc. All rights reserved. Fart jokes. She's not listening to this anyway. It's fine.
Hey, Kev, speaking of turning it into something else, I think it's time for an ad break.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, I got mine here. I'm going to read it here. Does your best bud have erectile dysfunction? Does he oversell his romantic escapades to compensate? Does he fancy himself a theater man? Tell him to try Zip Rebooter. Zip Rebooter is the discreet new performance medication for men whose confidence is somehow both way too high and visibly panicked. Maybe your buddy says things like, "Oh, I've still got it," even though nobody asked. Maybe your good pal refers to women as the ladies, like he's about to introduce a Whitesnake video. Maybe your bestie has a lot of romantic stories that start with "back in my prime" and end with everyone in the room staring at the carpet. That's not swagger, folks. That's insecurity. Zip Rebooter can help your castmate get back online by clearing his cache, restarting his system, and restoring him to a time before it all started to go limp. With Zip Rebooter, your friend can finally stop trying to convince the world he's a legendary lover man and start focusing on what really matters, like being a solid co-host on Haley Bechtel's programming. It's weird. Side effects may include sudden confidence, unnecessary finger guns, buying tighter shirts, texting "you up" at 7:14 p.m., and saying, "I'm actually in a really good place right now," to a woman trapped in line behind him at Kroger. Do not take Zip Rebooter if you are currently operating a boat, in a romantic relationship with an animal, or from Vermont. And remember, if your podcast co-host lasts more than 4 hours, call the cops. Zip Rebooter. Turn him off, then turn him back on again. All right.
Oh,
that was interesting.
My God,
that was pretty interesting.
I can't.
Somebody came to mind when I was reading that too, but I can't think of
believe that. I can't believe that Haley would put that commercial in here.
You think she did that?
That insulting commercial about Steve, your co-host from Polykill. Yeah. I can't believe that she, a.k.a. Blake.
That's who it is.
I can't believe that she would put. He's got a kid. Okay, he can't have
It functioned once,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
I can't believe Haley would do that. That is downright.
Do you think I should tell him?
I don't. He's not going to listen to this, so I wouldn't tell him. It would just hurt him.
Yeah, he's never seen a movie in his life.
Yeah, it would just upset Steve. Don't tell him.
Yeah, that's true. Let's just leave him.
Whew,
yeah, he's a good guy.
Can't believe she would say that about Steve.
Well, I mean, maybe I should. Well, I mean, if it's about him, shouldn't he know about Zip Rebooter?
No, Travis. We don't even know what these services are. These could be some back alley thing that I haven't seen one legitimate paycheck from this whole commercial fiasco thing. All right, look, we got to get through this. Okay, we got to get through this. Put this to the side. Don't tell Steve. I feel like it would upset him. Just let it be, because it upset me on his behalf. That it's clearly about him.
Oh, sure.
All right. Well,
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Travis, back to the film. At this point, we feel like the Wolverines are ready to start striking out on some revenge. So we see a tank pull up to the gas station, and Tony rides up on her bike, and these soldiers kind of grab her, and she's tussling, fighting to get away from them. The commander says,
they steal her basket out of her bike.
They steal her basket, Travis. They said, let the girl go and steal the basket, and she's running away. Guess what was in that basket, Travis?
It was a boom boom bomb.
There's a boom boom bomb. It blows up. All right. So then they all chase her across. I love this scene, by the way.
It's so cool.
Love this scene.
This is what I was practicing out in the woods, and I didn't watch this as a boy, so I had to do this today. But this is fun.
Yeah, dude. So they're all chasing her across the field like we're going to get her, and then the Wolverines pop out of hidey holes in the ground and blast the bad guys.
Get them blasted, dude. Heck yeah, man. I thought that was awesome.
I thought that was pretty cool. So we at this point, we're going to see some different scenes where they're kind of giving the commies their comeuppance. So we see another scene where they're getting ready to execute a bunch of civilians, and the Wolverines attack and just wipe everybody out. And I love this one because this is the one where I think it's Arturo is standing on top of the craggy cliff, and he's shouting "Wolverines" after he guns them all down. So awesome. Very cool. Sometimes when I still do something good, I whisper to myself, I go, "Wolverines."
Yeah, dude.
I don't want anybody to know, but
Nah, because you kind of sound like you're a Michigan fan. You don't want to give anybody the wrong impression.
yeah, right, exactly. Or a Marvel Comics fan. Well,
yeah, that's true.
They ambush some additional soldiers at a wood or a sawmill, and this is a pretty good, or lumberyard maybe. This is a pretty good action scene. There's a lot of gunfighting going on. One guy's I think it's Roberts up on the roof. He throws grenades down on the guys, but it's a corrugated tin roof, so he bowls them down the little alleys in the corrugated tin, which is pretty awesome. And they also start spray painting, tagging stuff with Wolverines. So they're starting
Wolverines spelled with a
name.
D for some reason. They always have the O always looks like a D when they're doing it. I don't know why that is.
Looks tougher, dude.
Just a tough D of an O.
Do you want to fight the Wolverines? Yeah, I didn't think so.
I didn't want to admit that bothered me. I said, "Don't say it on the podcast. Don't say it." But I had to tell you. I don't like the D.
Spray painting is tough. Have you ever tried to spray paint?
I can spray paint a circle like a mother.
I don't think you can.
I'm so good at spray painting circles more than I am straight D's.
I don't know. I'm going to leave that one alone. For now, Travis. Well,
sure.
I appreciate you editing that out too, so the F word, so we didn't get the.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Sound effect.
But now we're at the Soviet Friendship Center.
Yeah, the Soviet Friendship Center, and Tony's done dropped another bomb in there.
She's doing it, dude.
I'll tell you what, she's brave, man. She
crop dusted them.
Yeah, it does look like she did just crop dust to walk away really fast. But before the bomb goes off, we get Bracheco and Ernesto talking strategy against the Wolverines, and Ernesto's kind of like, "Well, I've always been on the side of the insurgents. Like, I don't even know what to do from this side of the whole thing." And,
I like that part.
Yeah, and Bracheco is essentially like, we'll just kill everybody. It's fine.
Yeah.
But about that time, boom, that bomb goes off in the Soviet Friendship Center.
Yeah,
and it
not so friendship anymore.
No, not
yeah, everything goes boom. Yeah, it doesn't look great. A lot of people get hurt in there. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, but it's the bad guys, so we don't.
It's the bad guys, of course. Yeah, no, you're right.
Well, November rolls around, and Erica spots a downed American plane, which, from what I can tell, just looks like a smoke ring in the sky, and finds sleeping Colonel Andrew, who is played by, as we mentioned, Powers Booth. Is that right, Trav? Powers Booth? Yep, he plays him.
Yeah, and, Powers Booth there, man.
She takes him back to camp. And...
No, I have a problem right now. I have a problem.
Oh, lay it on me.
She wants to make sure he's American. So she says, name the capital of Texas.
Uh-huh.
And he says, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, no, it's Houston.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then he says, yeah, come on, don't shoot me. It's cold. I mean, that seems reasonable, Travis.
What's the capital of Texas?
What?
What is the capital of Texas?
Oh, sorry. It's Houston, Paris, Texas.
It's Austin.
It's Austin. You mean she didn't know the real capital?
She's the Rusky.
Wow, dude. Or maybe she just failed, geography.
It bothered me. I had to pause the movie and Google it myself, and I was like, okay, me and Powers Booth both right.
Uh-huh. Well,
Don't
it's
know what
funny
her problem
too, because
is.
later he's like from Texas, so it's like,
Yeah.
of course he knows where the capital is. Well, questions of geography and state capitals aside, Jed returns to camp to find Colonel Andrew and kind of questions him. And I love this line. He's like, "How'd you find yourself shot down?" He's like, "Well, there was 5 of them, and I got 4 of them." I was like, "That's pretty."
I got 5 of them. Yeah, 4 out of 5. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He kind of fills them in on the war, kind of what we were talking about, why they invaded around the Rockies, where they came in from Alaska, came up from the south. Europe is kind of sitting this one out. We're on our own. England maybe helped out a little bit, if I remember correctly. The only people that were on our side were the Chinese, and he says 600 million Chinese folks.
I thought there was a billion
side.
Chinese.
Not anymore, dude. Not anymore.
What?
Yeah, he lays that on him. That's a lot of casualties to take this
half
early into a war.
Yeah, that's great.
Whew, that's big. That's big time. And then we also find out that he doesn't know if his family's still alive or not, essentially, because they were in Texas while he was deployed, and that's back behind enemy lines, and we've really heard some kind of bad stuff. So as the film goes on, him and Erica, Leah Thompson's character, get very close. Initially, they were actually supposed to have a romance, but they decided to cut that because of the weird age gap teenager situation. They're like, yeah, that's not going to work. Let's not do that. So they kind of cut that, but they still have kind of a close friendship essentially throughout the film. So we have a new, I guess, honorary member of the Wolverines, Travis.
Heck yeah, dude. And it couldn't have been a better feller than good old Powers Booth. Man, just what a guy.
It'd be better if he was like a bad guy, though. You know what I mean?
I kind of liked him as a good guy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm big on that bad.
I just like him on screen. He's one of those guys that's got that, like, just that on-screen charisma where it's like everything he says sounds awesome.
Yeah, he does. 100%.
He's one of those guys.
I like him in Tombstone, though. I like him as a bad guy.
Oh, he's real good in Tombstone, yeah.
Did you see his mustache in that one?
Oh, he's got... Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost as good as that Sam Elliott mustache in Roadhouse.
Mm-hmm. Almost, yeah.
Almost. Well, Travis, the next morning, they wake Colonel Andrew up. They're going to attack an armored column. And the Colonel's impressed with the Wolverines. They set some traps of some claymores in the woods where they know the soldiers are going to retreat to, and they all get blown up. So after this attack, back in camp, the Colonel is talking about Denver, and things are real bad in Denver. It is surrounded and under siege. Nobody can leave, and they have had to resort to eating each other, eating the dead.
Which really sucks, man, because I'm going there later this summer, and I didn't know that.
That's why I didn't go to Polycon. I was worried about.
Yeah.
I was worried about
all
the
the cannibalism.
Yeah, I said I'm not getting mixed up in that.
I'm gonna chance it. I'm just going to eat a whole lot of pickles so I taste funny. No one will eat me.
Dude, people love pickles. Are you kidding?
Oh, then I'll eat dog.
Ow, Travis, ow, ah. I mean, funny, but golly, do you have to?
It looks like pickles if you squint.
It depends on what the dog ate. But anyway, moving right along, Travis. he tells Robert, he says, "Hey, son, all that hate's gonna eat you alive." And he's like, "Yeah, or it's gonna burn you up." I'm sorry. And Robert says, "Yeah, but it keeps me warm." Stone cold. Dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stone cold being warm. I don't know. That my metaphors don't work, but it's for cows to graze in. So they set up a little memorial on a red stone where they write names of the deceased, friends and family. And the Erica has been giving the Colonel little bouquets of flowers, little wildflowers. And Danny says, "Oh, it seems like you have made friends with her." And we kind of find out something happened to her that makes her very quiet and reserved, and that sort of thing. So we know whatever happened to her wasn't good, Travis.
No bueno. I'm again it.
I'm again it too. Well, in
you're just saying that because I said it.
No, I was on the heels of it. It was fun. It was fast enough I didn't even think about it. Well, in camp, it's wintertime proper now, and the Colonel and the Wolverines are planning an attack on that re-education camp. That re-education camp, where people get their GED for the second time, really bothers these guys. If you remember, a lot of their dads were thrown in this camp, so they want to free everybody and get everybody out. So the Colonel's laying out this plan. He's like, "All right, we're going to go in. You guys are going to flank them over here. We're going to blow this up, blah, 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 blah." He's like, "Is there any questions?" And they're like, "Yeah, what does flank mean? Is that like
is that like steak or something like that?" Dude, so I just dig the fact they had like the toy cars out there showing like with the little map and this, like, dude, that's awesome, dude.
It's so good. Well, it's a great action sequence. You should watch the movie. But the Wolverines arm the prisoners. Everybody's released. And surprisingly, the raid on the re-education camp goes well. They blow up an airplane. I mean, it's just a lot of explosions.
They blow up an airplane with a guy in it, and he doesn't even really react.
Yeah. And Powers Booth's character's like, "Hey, look, I'm throwing this grenade in there." And the guy's like, "Nah, I'm not getting out. I'm staying in here."
Did he strap him to the seat or something? Was he like stuck to something? I don't know. It was wild. That guy was just like resigned to his fate.
He was like, "I'm never getting out of here in time." Well, lots of folks escape, and the attack is successful. We cut to the next scene, and Brachenko he's mad. He don't like this. So he and Ernesto kind of disagree on all the reprisal killing. So essentially what happens is the Wolverines attack something, and his troops then just straight up murder just civilians as punishment, I guess, or reprisals. And they kind of disagree on that. Ernesto is not a fan.
Ernesto's kind of more like, "But this war is just no good."
He's like, "I'm not having a good time. I thought it'd be like 2 weeks. We'd be making some, cooking some weenies on the grill, laugh and have a couple laughs, couple beers, and then I'd head home." But it didn't. It ain't been that way.
It's just murdering a lot of innocents out here, and it's hot, and then it's cold, and then it's hot again. I don't like it.
If we have a Hall of Fame of running in the Uncle Doug's DVD bin, I gotta say, Powers Booth is not making it. He is the most awkward running man I've ever seen in my life. He's trying to, and now he's supposed to be the older guy. He's playing a little football with the fellers, and he kind of gets tackled. So he's like, "I'm just gonna stay on the ground for a while." That kind of hurts. So him and Erica have a bonding moment talking about his wife, and how he met her. I love his story, how he met his wife too. She's like, "Where'd you meet her?" "In a closet in a party."
That was wild.
He's like, "She was
like, was
feisty.
she hiding from you, dude?"
Yeah. He's like, "I didn't like her at all, and then I loved her."
Were you invited to the party? Why were people hiding from you in closets?
Turns out he's actually Michael Myers. Whole time. This is where he was between movies. Well, anyway, we cut back to the Masons after the football scene. And Jed, we find out, has become a leader of Esteem. People are trying to give him their kids for the Wolverines as soldiers, and that there's rumors that the military is going to send in some Green Berets to help him in the spring. And Jed's like, "Spring's a long time away."
It sure is. What is it now? January? What do we got? 2-3 months?
It's probably about January. It is.
That's so much soup. We don't even have. We need soup.
Yeah,
we're fresh out of Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
we can barely make it.
Yeah, we only have a little bit of the tang left. So Well, anyway, January, sure enough, we see kind of a big open battlefield, and we see American jets going over, dropping bombs, blowing stuff up, and they are trying to get across this area, presumably, and they don't. It's really weird. It feels like this movie had some weird edits because they don't really directly say why they're trying to get across this field. They just say, oh, our guys are on the other side and we got to go meet some people. And Powers Booth is like, well, this is when you can get out of the war zone, kid. You can go live your life. And it's like, none of this, there's no dialogue to indicate how they're getting out or why they're going this way or whatever, other than these kind of throwaway lines. It's just a weird plot hole. It feels not well written or like a weird edit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they need to get across this field. That's the most important thing to get in your head. And a Russian tank shows up, rolls right over the hill where they're sitting. So they kind of duck behind a snowbank. The tank stops right at the snowbank they're hidden behind. And Danny's, man, he's freaking out. He don't like it. He's scared, dude. And he's like, this can't get any worse. And then it gets worse. A second tank shows up, Travis.
Two tanks, Kev. What?
I know.
Then there's the tank in the distance that's making me nervous because it's going to shoot at them while they're around the other tank.
It's like it doesn't know they're there, but it's on they're on their side.
They're wearing snowsuits, and it's snowy out. They're doing what they're supposed to do, but they're just in a heap of trouble.
It's tough. It's a tough situation to be in. So the colonel takes it on himself to charge up on the tank and attack the tank. Arturo decides to back him up, and they're like, "What are you doing? That's a terrible idea." But he backs the colonel up, to which he gets mortally wounded and gets flung off of the tank. It's very brutal. Like he's gunned down, and then the tank is rotating the gun, and he just gets tossed to the ground like a sack of potatoes. The colonel does ultimately get the better of the tank, but the tank operator throws a grenade out, which mortally wounds him.
Yeah.
But he tags the tank with like a smoke bomb, so his side can see the tank, and it gets destroyed.
That's what. Okay, I wasn't sure what that smoke bomb situation was. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so the aircraft can see exactly where the tank is. And his last words are something talking trash about the Army, basically, like "Don't miss again, you idiots," or something like that. So, and that's the end of Colonel Andrew. So in camp, Erica basically says, "I'm never going to love anybody again." Again, morale's real low. The Colonel died and Arturo died. They talk about burying him, and Tony's like, "Well, what are we going to bury? There's not much left." Which is pretty brutal. But they do a funeral anyway, and Danny prays over the graves. We also get Jed and Matt kind of talking in a field, that they can't afford feelings and, real manly stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
How the mountains don't pay any attention to them, whether they're sad or not. And that
mountains
some of the group
care,
wants to quit, but Matt ain't
But you can't
quit
war, it's just going to keep going.
Well, then we jump ahead to February. January's rough. February's probably going to get even rougher. There's a military parade in town, and there's a new big shot. He's like leading the military parade. Not as good a mustache as Ernesto, but he does have a mustache.
He looks like Gary Ridgway, the serial killer up there in Seattle.
Right.
Yeah. I just wanted to add that.
Did he have a mustache?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, yeah. Kind of his defining trait other than all the murder and whatnot.
Well, he's doing a big speech to all the troops, and his name is Strenkov, I believe. Strenkov is his name.
Strelnikov, yeah, he was in my 6 Degrees.
Yeah, and he was a big KGB officer. Fun fact about this particular scene: they filmed it in a Safeway. Just FYI.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there was a Safeway near the set, and it was a big open room that they could use, so they kind of built a set in the Safeway. So this is where this was filmed. And he says, I'm a hunter, and I've been sent here to hunt the Wolverines. So we cut to the next scene, which is commandos dressed in that snow gear, and they have a tracker, and they're tracking something. Right, we know that they're getting a reading off of something, but it doesn't do them a lot of good. They walk into an ambush by the Wolverines. Travis.
Which you'd think that they would have... Okay, we'll get to it. I mean, they should have maybe seen that part coming. But anyway, they're out there running around. I like this part a lot because everyone's wearing white because it's snowy. And so it makes, when the shootout happens,
Bloodier.
which is imminent, the blood. It's very striking. I really like this scene a lot, just from just a visual composition. It is cool.
Well, the Wolverines lay the fire down, and it's a massacre. They basically kill everybody. They go in and, they mercy kill or execute a few people, depending on how you look at it. Travis would call it a mercy kill. But there's one fella left alive, and they take him as a prisoner for questioning, and they're kind of torturing him a little bit. Like Leah Thompson's Erica puts a cigarette out on him, and, they're trying to figure out what this tracker is for, but they don't really know how to interrogate anybody. I mean, they're, they can be mean to him, but they're a bunch of kids.
They also don't speak Russian. So
They don't speak Russian, but we do find out he speaks English. He starts speaking English about halfway into this, but they don't know that.
But they don't speak English either, so it's a lost cause.
Yeah, no, it's nobody speaks English in this. It's all subtitles. Kind of like the French Connection. Except I didn't know it had subtitles. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You see, they find out, Matt does, that the tracker that they're trying to figure out what it does is tracking a member of their group, and that member is Daryl.
Yeah, he's got the bug in him. He's got the bug. How'd he get it? He must have went into town.
He did. This is so dumb. This is such a ridiculous, or maybe, I don't know. How did he sneak away from the group for long enough to go into town to get turned in by his dad, at which time the Russian admin made him swallow a tracking bug and then turn him back loose to go back to his... when did he do... How did he get away with that part of it? You know what I mean?
They never show him away or anything like that. That could have been interesting if they had.
I know.
But they didn't.
I guess they wanted it to be like an emotional reveal for us or whatever, but it just kind of... It falls a little flat for me, I'll be honest. I love this movie, Travis, but I'm not afraid to be critical. And I don't think it makes a lot of sense other than, we needed this emotional scene in the movie. And that emotional scene is... Now they know one of their own is a traitor, albeit it was an uncomfortable situation where he was kind of forced to be. But he could have said, hey, that made me swallow a tracking bug. Can we just... Would have
been great.
Yeah, that would have been good info to have.
And we could set up an ambush when they get here, which is kind of what they did, which is the point I wanted to get to, is they come up because, obviously they're being led by this tracking device. Beep, 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 beep. Wouldn't they suspect also they'd be like, all right, we're going to get up here, but we could get ambushed. I mean, he could have turned on us. Once he gets up here and we find the Wolverines, they could be waiting and hiding, which they were, not because of the bug, but just because they were. Of course, they get massacred and they leave us one. So I don't know. This movie is full of more plot holes than Daryl's about to be.
Yep. Well, that's the big debate, isn't it? Whether they're going to kill Daryl or not. Nobody wants to do it. They kill the Russian soldier. They do execute him, and then Jed's sitting there pointing a pistol at Daryl, and Daryl's like, please don't kill me, please. And Jed, he can't do it. And I love how this scene plays out. It's so good. Robert just walks up and shoots him dead, or shoots him in the tummy several times, and Daryl falls onto Robert and paints him in his blood as he falls over dead, and Robert's like, I shot him.
Yeah, this is number 2. Swayze being faced with shooting a man. Very emotional. Robert, dude. High on that hunting blood.
Ow, Travis.
High on that hunting blood.
Yeah. Whew. High on that hunting blood. Well, he certainly kills his own, or was his own. He's a traitor at this point. So they all ride away. We get some more Swayze cry face, and he rides away, kind of following everybody. So, in the sometime later, they're obviously all demoralized after this, but sometime later, the Wolverines, and again, I didn't belabor this point, but the new Russian commander, he's got a lot of guile, and he's been sent to hunt them. He says no more reprisal killings or any stupid tactics like that. We're going to be a little smarter. So keep that in mind, Travis. The Wolverines are spying on this convoy, and they're getting ready to attack it, and very suspiciously, 2 delicious boxes of food fall out of the back of the convoy as they drive away.
And It does seem suspicious, and I will say Patrick Swayze treats it as suspicious. But boy, when you get hungry.
You get hungry, dude. Ain't nothing.
Where will you be when the hunger strikes? This could have been a Snickers commercial.
Now, I would have been behind a big rock, and I would have said, hey, Tony, a.k.a. Jennifer Grey, you go down there and make sure that's all right. So they send her, again, they send this poor girl into all of harm's way.
Poor girl, she's got bigger balls than anybody on the squad.
Dude, you got that right. You got that right. She's
been the decoy in a number of strategies.
Tony
tactics.
don't play. Tony don't play. That's on our t-shirts. You can get it at t-shirtbubble.com.
I am more scared of her than I am of any commie in this movie.
I agree. Well, anyway, wait, is it Tony or Tommy?
Tony.
Tony? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Am I saying that?
Yeah, you have been until just now. You said Tommy for whatever reason.
Great. Well, you're right, Travis. I'm scared of Tony, and she goes down. She just starts going ham on this food. She's eating just mouthful after mouthful. Everybody's like, all right, well, I guess it's fine. So Jed sends everybody down. They load the food up, and they're like, all right, we got to get back to the rocks. We can't be out here exposed like this. So they're eating greedily, man. Like, if you've been surviving on like wild game and canned soup, fresh fruit has got to be like caviar. You know what I'm saying, Travis?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had caviar, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'd like to try it, but sure. It's like, pizza rolls.
Yeah, it's like you've been gaming all day. All you've had is a little bit of Code Red Mountain Dew, and your mom brings down a whole, like a paper plate just full of greasy pizza rolls, dude.
Dude. Ugh, yeah. Come on.
That's what it's all
about. My mom tell you about that?
She did.
Oh, well, yeah, she did. Okay.
Yeah. Through a Ouija board.
Anyway, she's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. And your dad. Sorry. And your brother.
Too much Mountain Dew got her. Yeah, diabetes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're just chowing down in the mountains. Well, again, it's never. I do like that this is not expressly stated, but there was obviously a tracking device in that food. It was very suspicious. We were suspicious. And a helicopter. We also get a lovely little moment where Tony's like squeezing juice on Jed and like just kind of playing a prank on him. And they're all just, God, they seem so happy. Right before this helicopter comes whipping in and blasts Tony in the tummy with its machine gun. So they now have to flee this helicopter. They think, oh, one helicopter, that's bad. It can't get worse than this. 2 more helicopters, Travis. There's 3 helicopters total coming after them.
That's too many. And this is another point where I was like, okay, what was the budget of this movie? Because these things look expensive.
They do. You can lease them by the day. Yeah. Enterprise. Yeah, they got helicopters. Well, there's a whole lot of chaos here. They're all fleeing. Again, Tony's been mortally wounded, and Jed grabs her up, throws her on his horse, and they're kind of riding away. And the group gets separated a little bit. The main faction goes off one way. Jed and Tony go one way. They end up underneath a bit of sagebrush, I guess it is, or some scrub tree. And Robert ends up on his own with an RPG. And this, I love this, dude. This was the scene where I was like, that would be me, man. Because he fires the RPG and he blows one of the helicopters up, and then another one comes over the rise. He's got no more RPGs, but he's got his AK-47. And so he just shouts, "Wolverines!" and starts shooting at it as they they kill him. He's dead.
Why did he... I feel like he didn't have... that seemed like a suicide.
It was. It really did seem... He could have said, I'm going to go behind this rock. They don't know I'm here. Like, I just go hide behind this rock. But I think he had the bloodlust from battle. If I'm doing a little Dylan Spackle here, he had the bloodlust from battle, and maybe he wasn't thinking clearly. So he blew up one helicopter. He was like, dude, I won't do that again. That seems awesome.
I don't know. I mean, he was just so... He was a strong member of the team. I hated to see him go like that.
I did
That's
too.
it.
I did too.
And it felt like it was preventable. Totally preventable.
Dude, that's war, though. War is not good. Well,
also, can we take a minute to talk about how brave these horses are? These horses, crazy, dude. I've always kind of have watched movies like this, westerns, movies like this, with an air of concern for the animals. You see them running around. There's loud noises, and they're dropping and falling, and all this stuff. But these horses look particularly agitated that they're in this film.
Yeah, but they, you know what? They're professionals, dude. They get their job done. So that's. Yeah, you can say the same thing for us. We're professionals. We get the job done, no matter the stupid things that get laid on our plate, Travis. No matter what. Yeah. So anyway, he's dead, and the others kind of escape, and Tony and Jed are kind of hiding under this tree, and we realize Tony's not going to make it, and she asks Jed to shoot her. He can't. He can't shoot her. He just can't do it. Oh, by the way, him and Jennifer Grey, this is where they notoriously had kind of a rocky relationship in both movies, both this and Dirty Dancing. And this movie's kind of where a lot of that just they didn't get along.
It's weird though. I mean, like, I'm curious what's the issue? Do we know?
Nah. I mean, it's probably
because they don't have a ton of interaction in this. Not like they do in Dirty Dancing anyway.
I feel like maybe not older Patrick Swayze, but maybe young Patrick Swayze was kind of Mr. Macho, kind of a jerk, and I think maybe I'm not running down the Swayze, because he's just so manly and macho. Maybe
maybe she was like, "You cry too hard," and he was like,
"Dude,
what?"
Do you think that's what it was? She laughed at his cry face like I did?
Yeah.
I'm glad Swayze is not alive. Oh, I'm not glad he's not alive. I wish he was alive. Let me say that. But I'm glad that he doesn't know that I made fun of his cry face. Like that would bother me if he knew that. But anyway, she's on the way out, and he can't shoot her, so she says, "Well, just give me a grenade." And so he pulls the pin out, puts the grenade in her hand, says his goodbyes, and leaves with the rest of the groups. I do think it's weird that her sister, who, like, they've been attached at the hip the whole movie, Leah Thompson's Erica, doesn't come down to say goodbye. The only thing I can think is that it's still, like, an active and dangerous area that they're trying to flee, is the only reason maybe she doesn't come down and say goodbye. But that strikes me as weird for that character. Like, normally, if you're shooting this type of movie, like, somebody would be holding her back, like, no, you can't go. We have to get out of here. It's still dangerous, whatever. But
yeah,
that doesn't happen. They just kind of ride off on the horses. So we do get a scene. Those brave horses, Travis. We get a scene that's very rewarding after this, where the Russian soldiers kind of come down, lay in their helicopters and looking for the Wolverines, and poor Tony has expired, but before she did, she stuck the hand grenade behind her back, so whenever they move her body, boom,
she's gonna get one.
She got at least one dude, and he's a jerk. He grabs her by her hair and pulls her up by her hair. So I'm glad he got blowed up.
Maybe she thought that was Swayze, and that's why they don't get along.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, she had her eyes closed or whatever, because she was pretending to be dead. Well, anyway. Strankov is not overly excited about there's also a little scene that kind of cracked me up between him and one of his Russian cohorts, where the guys, his cohort's like, yeah, we killed at least 12 of the enemy. He looks at him like, 12? I counted 1. He's like, they carry away their dead. Well, in a bleak movie, you take your jokes where you can get it, or you laugh at Swayze's cry face. So more names on the rock, unfortunately, Travis. So we do get to see that. We cut to the next scene. It's nighttime right outside the town. The bros essentially are planning, if not a suicide attack, a very foolhardy attack against the town. The occupying force there, so that Erica and Danny, the two surviving Wolverines, have a chance to escape and get to FA or Free America. And Matt's kind of telling them, hey, look, you guys are all that's left. You have to get out of here. And they hug, and everybody's real sad, and they want to stay, but they're convinced to leave. And then Matt and Jed in the very next scene love each other. They're bros. They tell each other they love each other, and they're gearing up. And Matt's like, if we get out of this, maybe we can go back up to the mountains. And Jed's just like, I love you, brother. It's like he knows. He knows this is it. So
he's run his course. Yeah.
They load up with every manner of weaponry they can get: grenades, RPGs, pistols. I think one of them's got a pair of toenail clippers. Like they're ready to go, dude. So we get a scene with Ernesto writing. Presumably he's writing a letter to his lover. And
this is kind of an odd thing. I mean, I guess we're supposed to see his character arc at this moment. We're seeing him experiencing some regrets over the atrocities he's been a part of. But the whole weird narration, I don't know. It just didn't feel
corny.
Like it fit. It felt corny, obviously. Yeah.
It's a little disjointed. It is. It's kind of like some of the scenes they left out, like the one where the guy snuck back into town and got captured, or and that's also anyway. Look, or why they're crossing that battlefield, just like the plot holes that are there and they didn't really. But you don't need. He's writing a letter to his honey bunny, and he don't like the war no more. Okay, he's disenchanted. He's disheartened. Okay, that's all you need to know. Well, the attack starts. The brothers are blowing stuff up. It's chaos. It's confusion. Colonel Ernesto kind of runs outside to see what's going on, and the guy standing beside him gets gunned down. So he's like, "Dang, I better duck." And so he kind of ducks down. Now he's got a gun in his hands, but we're not going to see him again for a little bit. The boys are kind of moving through the town, and they're using all their guns, man. They're throwing grenades. They're shooting dudes as they run out of alleyways. And they're pretty clever about it. They're kind of moving from cover to cover. They're dressed as the enemy so that they kind of blend in a little bit. And there's only two of them, right? So they can kind of cause massive havoc. People are shooting all directions. They don't exactly know where these guys are. They finally get Bracheco at this like, I don't know, he's hanging out in some trailer, presumably like a communications trailer. They blow him up with 2 RPGs, not one. They blow this trailer up with 2 of them, Travis. Overkill.
I mean, they only had, 4 left?
Yeah.
And then they went down to 3. So maybe they're just using them up. Don't waste one. Yeah,
right. You don't go home with an extra RPG. That's no fun. That tells everybody you don't know how to party if you go home with one.
Yeah.
Well, they do that, and then they've orchestrated the idea to hop on a train that's carrying military equipment to escape. So they both kind of hide behind mortars, the big cannons. They're hiding behind those, but Strankov, he ain't falling for that. He knows they're on the train, so he pop, shoots at the train, and Matt gets hit. Matt's hit real bad. He falls off the train, and Jed kind of picks him up. And Strankov crosses the tracks, and he's looking for Jed. And there's a whole, the 2 guys, one they hit, of course. He sees a little bit of blood in one of their guns, and there's crates everywhere. And all of a sudden, Jed steps out. Now he has.
I hate this, Kev. I hate this.
It's so dumb.
I hate this.
Has dead to rights. Has his back. He doesn't shoot him in the back. He says, "You lose." Waits for the guy to turn around, and then they shoot each other. Waits for him to turn around.
I know he don't want to shoot a man in the back. I get that. But he waits a little too long. Do you think this is how the cancer got him, Kev? Do you think he got cute with it?
He was like, "You're going to lose," and he's like,
"You're going to lose." And then it got him.
Yeah.
If he hadn't said that, though. No, that's a disappointment. I hate that in movies. It's such a trope.
Well, either way, he takes a couple of shots to the tummy and torso, but he's still got enough energy to pick up his dadgum 185-pound brother and carry him honeymooner style, in his arms. And Colonel Ernesto sees him carrying away his brother, and he's got him dead to rights with the gun. They just look at each other, and Colonel just waves him on. He says, "Just go on.
You go on with your dead brother." Also, whatever, I guess, obviously makeup they put on. Swayze already looks dead while he's carrying his brother. He
don't look good. He don't look good.
He don't look. Nobody looked good right there.
No, nobody looked good. Well, he takes his brother to the park where his dad once swung them on the swings, and he says, "Daddy's coming. Daddy's coming, Matt. I'll hold you as long as I got strength, brother." And then the camera zooms out. We don't know if they die. It never expressly says that they die, but they probably both died.
Yeah.
And then we got a voiceover from Leah Thompson's Erica, basically summing up like, yep, we made it out, we were free, and the war ended like wars do, and there's a monument on the rock where we wrote everybody's dead names, and I never saw the brothers again. America.
That's right. And just like Tim Robbins, that was a Shawshank Redemption. She made it out.
She did. That was indeed a Shawshank Redemption. That's it, dude. That's Red Dawn. We made it all the way through that bad boy. Can you tell I kind of like this movie, though, dude?
I like it a lot, dude. Yeah. Listen, I mean, as a kid, I wish I had seen this as a young kid. I hope I would have liked it. It feels like it was up my alley. Even as an adult, though, I could still watch it through that lens that I, would have had as a kid, and I know I would have dug this, man. It's awesome. As a modern film, it's it's got some plot holes. It's a little corny in spots, a little disjointed. Definitely not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination, but man, it is really like an 11-year-old's fantasy, Cold War fantasy, just to be fighting with your buds out in the woods. Like, it's cool, man.
Dude, not only that, to fight in the woods with your buds and like two pretty girls.
Yeah, dude. And they're bad A girls too, man.
Yeah. I should have mentioned that more. Like, they are more bad A than any of the dudes.
Oh,
like,
100%.
Every scene,
it's very refreshing.
Leah Thompson's character is just blasting with a machine gun. Little Tony is going into every dangerous situation. She's taking bombs in places. Like,
yeah,
she's got nerves of steel. Like, they are.
And there's not a lot of like
movie.
They didn't force any romance in here. It's all survival and bang bang.
I love it, dude.
No business. No, not business. A bit of business. Not a bit of business.
And it's hard to get through a movie with Patrick Swayze without a little bit of business. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
But who cares what we think, Travis? How about some of those post-credit reviews?
All right, we got a 4.5 from Film Ape. Nope, let me scroll down. We've got sorry, I was on the wrong batch. We got a 5-star here from Nomenclature back in March 2020, right when it kicked off. You know what I'm talking about. A beautiful monologue given by a weepy-eyed war vet uncle to his captive audience of nephews, delivered in between slurps of mid-morning gin.
I mean, that's not the literal plot of the movie, but it's like the spiritual plot of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you think about the scene with the Masons and they passing around the jar, kind of had that. Yeah. Kind of had that going for it.
Do you think it was a Mason jar?
Yeah, I was about to comment on that. I think it might have been his jar.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He was the heir to the great jar fortune of the Masons.
That's right. We got a 5-star here from Lucy. This is fresh, earlier this year. Lucy says, "Rest in peace, Robert. You would have loved Star Wars Revenge of the Sith."
Yeah,
and I don't know if we mentioned Robert Star Wars hat. Yeah.
He's like kind of almost like the geeky dweeb. He's got like the headphones and the attached to nothing apparently at a Star Wars hat.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't know that he would have liked. Actually, he might have liked Revenge of the Sith because that is like, the most aggressively evil ending to a movie. So yeah, he might have liked it. Robert goes hard, dude. He don't play.
It's true. It's true. Then we got people mailing it. We got a 2.5 from Greg's 1999. It's back in 2022. Greg says, "Teenage insurrectionists take on Spanish and Russian forces, and obviously it becomes a slippery slope of how far they go. However, the film isn't that interesting, and not a whole lot goes on."
What do you mean?
What?
There's like a zillion action scenes.
So much goes on in this movie.
Yeah.
Like it or not, a lot goes on.
Yeah, whether you like what goes on or not, that's up to you. But you can't say this movie doesn't have a lot going on. I disagree. Greg, go back to 1999. Punk.
Yeah. We got another one here. We got a 2.5 from Neal Uriku Hart.
You said that right.
Thank you. 2023. "The problem with this wasn't how preposterous it was that a bunch of school children could hold out for months killing lots of professional soldiers and destroying lots of equipment without getting a scratch themselves. Rather, it was that despite all the explosions and action, the film was pretty boring. The elements were there to have something of interest happen, so I think the fault lies with the director, who seems to think that giving kids high-grade weaponry and commies to kill was enough." It was enough, dude.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it was boring. Where
do people get that it was boring? What?
Did he not see the French Connection? Like,
I'll
that's
smack
boring.
you in the mouth. No, it is not boring.
Now,
It's not boring, Kevin.
There was that one subway scene. I really like that subway scene. That was a good
Soylent
scene.
Green is the worst movie I've ever seen. I just want to make that clear. And you made me watch that.
It is not. You've seen way. I didn't make you. Okay, we pull movies
made me
out
watch
of the bin at random.
And I think you made me watch it twice. I hated it both times.
Well, I needed you to watch the movie with me because I can't watch every movie by myself, Travis. Okay.
All right, whatever. We got a 3-star here from Magnolia Fan back in July of 2020 that says, "Wait, was the capital of Texas Houston?" Same, dude. Same.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Dude, I had to bust out the Google because I
had to do it.
You know.
Yeah. And then we have a 1-star from Cameron Fetter.
Oh, hold on. I bet this one's gonna be so fun, isn't it? They're just gonna be such a fun person.
Because it's 6 lines long. I mean, not only is it incredibly stupid propaganda, it's also just very boring. The action is not interesting to watch, and the movie is 2 hours long for no good reason. Big thumbs down from me. The opening scene with the parachutes was cool as hell, though. I think the movie would have been better if it all took place on that first day instead of being like, let's have a bunch of kids hanging out in the mountains for an hour and 50 minutes.
You know, I like the movie. I really like it. I do think if they had done a Red Dawn movie that all takes place in that first day, it could have been pretty cool too. I will acknowledge that. That would have been pretty rad too. I like Red Dawn. I think it's good the way it is. But you know, like the zombie movies that always happen, like when everything's starting to finally fall apart, that's always the most fun part of the movie. You know, maybe they got a point here. Maybe they got. You know what? I normally go, I hate these 1-star reviews. They don't bring anything good to the table. In this case, I think they make a good point. That is a compelling point. It could be a good movie if it was all on the first, maybe second day, maybe the first week. Let's say.
I gotta push back on the boring though. Where are people getting this?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe just like younger people. You know, they're used to like shaky cams and like quick cuts and everything, and just older movies don't have that, I guess. So, you know, they're like, oh, this is boring. Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. Blame the youth. That's a good call. Let's go out on this one. This is from Branson Reese. Look him up on LinkedIn. He doesn't give it any stars. This is just a review. My friend's dad was a cop, and after hearing me say communism, quote unquote, works in theory, made me watch this in their basement. After the movie ended, he was like, I didn't remember that movie being so bad. And I was like, I mean, it wasn't awful. And so nobody really learned anything.
I don't have it. That's just a great story. Like, I love it. I'm not even mad.
I wanted to go out on that one. Yeah.
That was really good. Well, who cares what other people think? What do we think, Travis? We think released in 1984 at the height of Cold War tensions, Red Dawn was a commercial success, earning more than $38 million against a budget of approximately $17 million.
Wow. Okay.
Red Dawn manages to be both a gritty. Oh, I mixed that up earlier.
Yeah, you did, but I got you now.
Yep. 17 million was the budget that you asked about earlier. Red Dawn manages to be both a gritty war drama and a showcase for a collection of 1980s teen heartthrobs.
Yeah.
No one necessarily asked for that combination, but audiences certainly responded. Now, to me, the film's lasting appeal stems from its ability to capture the fears and anxieties of its era while delivering an entertaining and emotionally engaging action story, not to mention committing Patrick Swayze's crot face to cinema history in spectacular fashion. This genuinely underrated film inspired an extremely forgettable 2012 remake. You didn't even know there was a remake, did you, Travis? Yet, it has never quite been elevated to the cult classic status it deserves, despite its memorable performances, solid direction, and surprisingly effective action sequences. Now, Red Dawn also perfectly captures. I got a little long-winded with this one, Travis. You can tell I like this one. Red Dawn also perfectly captures the paranoia and anxiety of the Cold War while injecting just enough hard-won patriotism, America. Beneath the explosions and guerrilla warfare is a story about resilience, sacrifice, and ordinary people forced into extraordinary circumstances. In addition to serving as the genesis of the tension between Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey that would later spill over into Dirty Dancing, and looping us all the way back to Uncle Doug, Episode 1. The film manages to ask perhaps the most important question in the 1980s. Exactly how many hours did young Kevin spend in the woods pretending to be one of the Wolverines?
That's a good question. I'm going to say 400 or 500.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
But more than I spent doing my homework, I can tell you that. That's why I never could pass algebra.
Well, that's why you need to get a re-education camp.
Yes, I could repass algebra. That'd be great.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I hate about algebra is it's like, man, why you got to put letters in there? Like, can't you just, what's wrong with just doing numbers? Everybody understands numbers. Why are you putting letters in there? Don't make no sense. Calculus. Huh. Jerks.
Well, listen, folks, if you're not a jerk you've enjoyed this podcast, you can catch me on lots of other podcasts like Polykill, a subsidiary of Haley Bechtel Incorporated, LLC, and, of course, Drunk Friend, also a subsidiary of Haley Bechtel Incorporated, LLC, and Tales of the Lesser Medium. It's a subsidiary of Haley Bechtel Incorporated, LLC. And, of course, we got Goosebumps, which is it's a subsidiary of Haley Bechtel Incorporated, LLC. All of those have rights reserved, and it's all part of the Polymedia Network. You can catch us there. You can catch Kevin over on the board gaming podcast, Blue Peg, Pink Peg, also a subsidiary of Haley Bechtel Incorporated, LLC.
Jesus.
All rights are reserved there as well. You can catch us both on stage with the Big Lit Conspiracy doing improv comedy. If you want to, we'll be doing that along with Haley Bechtel Incorporated,
LLC. All rights reserved.
If you want to keep us fighting the good fight, fighting the commies, support the show on Patreon as the Polymedia Network. And we have to thank Haley Bechtel Incorporated, LLC, all rights reserved, for that guerrilla warfare of a theme song. And just like our Uncle Doug always says,
Boys! Avenge me! Avenge me!